Okay, let's test this out, see the sounds. Okay, let's test this out, see the sounds. Okay, let's test this out. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, guys. She could have at least tidied the place a little bit before everybody came over. Okay. Want my kyanite out. This is the stone for today. Kyanite. Okay. I am feeling a lot better after taking a much needed nap. I'm going to put these here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think we're going to do tarot today. I am playing this by ear. We're doing something a little bit differently today. As you can see, my layout is not set up. I am preparing this for YouTube. So the idea is I'm going to go through the readings and excuse me. I'm not going to be interacting with chat much. Not because this is going on YouTube. I actually have another reason, and I will get into that soon. But yeah. I hope everybody is doing well today. I am going to put on another sweater. It is freezing where I am. How's the weather by everybody? I hope everybody is having a fantastic start to their holiday season over the Turkey Day. I am doing my best to try to stream every other Thursday, post it on YouTube. Last video had some issues with exporting over to YouTube, so that is why it did not go up. That does not mean I am not going to try and post these up. But today the idea is that we are going to do some readings for the 12 zodiac signs. I'm thinking about, these are the 3 decks that called to me. And then we're going to probably do some charms and bibliomancy with these 2 books. There's a possibility I might do a collective at the end. I have to see how I'm feeling. Pretty much. So, long story short, I ended up in the hospital. I ended up with a concussion. I smashed myself, smashed my head. Ended up with a bit of slurring, so I ended up in the ER. And pretty much, I need to stay off screens. I've been struggling all day with that because I had to finish up my muggle job, or my gasoline job, as a lot of people like to call it, purely because, money, which who knows, that might change in the future, for better or for worse. That being said, I've been struggling. If I'm not looking at one big screen, I'm looking at one tiny screen, and I figured the absolute best way for me to get through this is to do something with my hands that is not going to tie me towards a screen. I have been sleeping intermittently through the day and resting, so I am definitely ready for this. But yeah, I ended up with a concussion, like all sane people do. I'm a giant klutz. I have no excuse. That's literally just what happened. I wasn't paying attention, smashed my head up on a corner of a cabinet, and here we are. That being said, I'm going to go through the 12 zodiacs in order as per usual. So it's going to be, here we go, guys. Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, right? Oh, God. Or is it Capricorn, Sagittarius? Either or. We'll figure it out. But pretty much once I kind of give my signal to the screen, which is pretty much me just zooming in on a deck and then going out, I'm going to start doing and performing my readings. That being said, I just ask for an understanding. I am not going to be interacting with chat much, as the message says, mainly because I need to stay away from screens. And this is the best way for me to do it, which is focusing on the cards, focusing on in front of me, and staying away from my phone, because that has been the biggest issue. I don't know if I'll do this tomorrow. We'll see. If I'm like sitting there going halfway through, I might go, oh, you know what, maybe I need a rest or something like that. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to listen to my soul, listen to my heart, see how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, and go from there. I am very honored and blessed to be here and being able to do this. I really love doing readings. This is something I'm very passionate about. If you're interested in booking me for a reading, I am giving everybody a heads up. Come New Year, my readings are going to be very differently structured and differently price point. I am going to be offering a few things. Something I've been working on 4 months is a tarot intuitive workshop, how to use your personal bias to help you guide yourself through your healing through tarot. That is the number one workshop that I've been so passionately building on the side, and I'm very, very excited to share that with the world. Once I do, it'll be open to do, and then I'm also working on a few other projects as well on the side. And then I am stepping away from charging a lot for intuitive readings. I'm actually putting the price point really, really low so people can start understanding that and be introduced to that. Somewhere between $20 and $30 for about 30 minutes, which is honestly a huge steal. But then my divinatory services, personalized divinatory services, are going to be much more expensive because I am a very well-practiced divination witch. I've always been very hesitant to practice it, only because I've had some issues in the past because they've been so accurate. But yeah, so let's get started. All right. Whew. Oh, I said I was going to zoom in on a deck. Zooming in on a deck to notify the changing. All right. Hi, guys. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Yuki. I'm a witch practitioner, metaphysical healer, and tarot reader here on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to be going through the 12 zodiac signs. Today we are going to be using these oracle decks for the readings. We may or may not pull into tarot. It really just depends on what I'm being called when I'm channeling. I'm going to be using this 2 particular books for bibliomancy. I'm just either gonna tell you the fairy tale that comes up, and then a passage, or we'll read it. Like I said, we'll see how things flow on through here, depending on how long the readings go. I haven't really done a reading with just oracles before. I'm interested to see how it comes out, and what it's going to say, because each oracle deck is a little bit different. We may use tarot to do some clarifiers, or see a little more deep dive. But we'll go from there. And then I also have charms. Slowly I'm going to be doing runes, but I do have a rune deck on the way, so I'd probably prefer to just stick with a card-based cartomancy, because that is my je ne sais quoi. I don't know if that's a word or not, but it is now. All right, so let's get started. I'm really feeling my channel messages, so we'll pull these out as well. And let's give these really quick a good shuffle. Depending on how I'm feeling, I will be doing a collective at the end. I'm just giving you guys a really quick disclaimer. I might be fluffy a little bit through these readings. I'm recovering from concussion. But this is the best way for me to do this, so that way I'm not on my phone for so many hours, which will make my condition worse. So that being said, I want to just go ahead and start with a quick I guess you can call prayer. I don't want to turn off anybody who's like, oh no, not that. This is just a quick general prayer just to cleanse the space and to welcome all the receivers to this reading and every zodiac sign and anybody who needs to be guided at this time, and maybe even including myself. But I want to say thank you and grounding us and for receiving these readings. Thank you, Spirit, for guiding us. Thank you for everything in your blessings, from our everyday breath to us waking up every single day and being happy and healthy, and to that pursuit of happiness if we are not. I want to remind ourselves to love ourselves gives us grace. We are here to experience human nature and not to beat ourselves up so much. That's a little bit for me too. But thank you again so much, Spirit, for guiding us and loving us. And to the gods and goddesses to which I practice, please watch over me and guide me as I am performing these readings for the readers and the viewers like you, for the duration of this time that we spend together. Thank you so much for aiding me with this energy, and thank you so much for grounding me and protecting me and welcoming in the correct guidance for each individual reader who's receiving each of these zodiacs. Now, the number one thing I want to mention, guys, when it comes to zodiac readings, please understand you are more than just your sun sign. So if you're sitting here sticking through and you're like, wow, that message really felt like it was for me, it very well could be, regardless of placement. And I know a lot of tarot readers can kind of be gray area like that, but it's for the intention that, like, we are sitting here channeling. So if Spirit wants to say something to you, or whatever higher power you believe in is trying to say something to you, we are simply the messengers. So if you pick up something and it's like one of the signs that are so far out of your placement, or not even in a placement, take the message. Sometimes you just need to hear what you need to hear. Also, getting off my astrology train, I swear I will be. Recognize if you're a little bit a step further to other people when it comes to understanding astrology, understanding which placement and which sign is in what specific house, that reading can be applicable to you as well. So if that's something like, let's say, for example, I think I'm not well versed on the houses, but let's say, for example, it's like, I think the 6th house is romance or something like that. If your sign is Aries and you have placement there, you can listen to the Aries reading and go, oh, wow, like maybe you can apply that to that specific house. So that's the reason why I always say it's like, take what resonates, and a lot of people say leave what doesn't. That's up to you. Oh. But yeah. So again, thanks all for being here. Thank you those who are watching this VOD on YouTube, because it is going up as soon as I can export it. So it'll be on my website, on my YouTube, and I'm very excited. So let's get started. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, it's like signing the dotted paperwork. Signing the dotted paperwork, you know what I mean. Now, the thing is with oracle cards, a lot of them have certain interpretations, certain meanings. I'm going to, if one specifically is like, yo, read me from the book, I'll read from the book. I'm very, very interested. I have never used this deck in readings before. It's called The Universe Has Your Back, and it's affirmation cards, and I love them very much. They're very pretty. I think this is the type of style of oracle deck that I'd like to do after the first one, if I ever get around to it. I spoke with a person I wanted to collab with, and he was down for it, but that was like months ago. So Lord knows if he's still interested. But yeah, okay, bear with me one moment, my friends. I just need to make sure I stay hydrated. I have to make sure that I stay not cottonmouthy and take care of myself. So we're all going to be doing that. I might also use the self-care oracle. We're kind of playing around today. I want to have fun with this, because this is my version of having fun. Okay, Aquarius. What are some messages that Aquarius needs to hear? Okay. Do we take the first card? Yeah. All right. Oh, interesting. The White Witch came out anyways. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that are up here. We will do that. Beautiful. Oh, okay, that was quick. Okay. Before I keep going, I actually want to read these. So be the light, release the old and rest, exchange energy, and create abundance. Ooh, wow. Okay, Aquarius, this is really beautiful. Actually, I'm seeing this story. So you're being called right now, my Aquariuses, air signs, the water bearer, to be the light in your life, to be the change you want to see in the world. Like, if you are feeling like you are not receiving something, you're being called right now from spirit to become it. So that way you can release old patterns, old thought patterns, and rest. Now, right now, autumn's kind of like turning into winter, obviously, right now. But, like, think about autumn as a specific time of life, right? Like, this is the one thing that people don't realize. We are not, one of my friends said this one time when I was, like, kicking myself for not resting. I think he's also an Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken. You're like, fuck capitalist America. Like, if you want to rest and you want to, like, do this thing and relax all the time, then do that thing and relax all the time. Like, don't beat yourself up constantly. You need to recognize that, like, you need to step up and be the change you want to see in the world, and then the things around you will change. Which is not the actual phrase, but that is the one that Spirit is trying to call me to. The original one is, change the way you see the world and things around. Change the way you see things and things around you will change, I think, or something like that. I don't know. But and then Trader. So exchange energy and create abundance. So with you performing this exchange and kind of like pumping your brakes and slowing down and really recognizing old cycles that no longer serve you, old thought patterns that no longer serve you, and recognizing that you can step up and be a beacon of light for yourself. That's what's going to create abundance. That's what's going to, like, this is coming, like, this whole story is like a timeline of, like, you having true love and compassion for yourself and for those around you, but especially yourself, and true love. So, and honestly, like, I'm feeling like you already have this and you're recognizing it. And I think the number one thing you're being called to right now with, like, the White Witch saying, be the light, it's okay. You're okay to have good things in your life. You're okay to have this. You're okay to be happy. You're okay to be a lot of things in your life. The number one thing is, like, you are deserving of this love that you have in your life, and you are trying to let go of old patterns of feeling non-deserving. And that's something that's so important. And, like, Spirit definitely wants you to understand, like, you deserve these good things, but you have to recognize those old patterns, stop yourself from the negative thinking, and then just bring yourself back to a place of love, of going, like, no, I'm happy. I'm allowed to be this happy. I'm allowed to have this love. I'm allowed to be this. I'm allowed to be that. Like, and then there's going to bring, like, this whole, like, idyllic times of, like, garden paradise. Like, you can have this. And there is no time limit. So stop looking for the shoe to drop, please. Okay? Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, I love this reading. Good for you, Aquarius. You deserve this. You deserve good, happy, wonderful things. Ooh. Okay. I guess I'll just take... Oh! Okay. So, number one thing that came out, Aquarius... I surrender to a power greater than me. Now, I'm not sitting here going, you need to believe in a higher power, but sometimes you just have to accept the fact that some things are out of your control, including good things. You should surrender and allow yourself good things. Also, butterflies might be important in the color blue. Butterflies are always a means for transformation, and I see this coming, especially with autumn. Being such a transformative, like, a time of death and rebirth. The next one, I witness the darkness and call on the light within my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Right. I don't have any words other than this. I witness the darkness and call on the light within with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. And I think that this is a big thing that needs to die, is your fear. There's a stream of love supporting my dreams. And when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. Okay, so if you think you're like sitting there like, no, bitch, I've like surrendered all the time. What the fuck are you talking about? No, you have not. You need to surrender more. And surrender means letting go of expectations. I had this really intuitive conversation that I had with one of my close friends. And he was like, the number one killer of relationships is expectations. And it was funny because I led him to this one movie I adore. It's Into the Spider-Verse, where it's like Miles does spray paint graffiti and it says no expectations. That's one of my favorite fucking scenes, because it's like, as soon as you cut all the cords of expectations, you can finally truly freely live your life. No one's expecting anything from you. And if you think someone's expecting something from you, and you like, and I say that because even if your parents like, no, we expect you to become a doctor, screw that. I don't care who your parents are. I don't care if the family fortune is on the line. You need to surrender to your things that you want to do in your life, because what is your name? Who are you? Are you living your life for you, or are you living your life for others? And there's nothing wrong with being to the service of others. Trust me. Hi, I'm a tarot reader. That is what I do. I provide guidance through the things that I've experienced and the things I've channeled and things I know, and share them accordingly to what needs to be channeled for the goodness of others. I get it. That can be your core. That can be your center. You know, Rise of the Guardians. What's your center? What is your center? What is your why? What are your values? You know, this is something that you really, I think this is the one thing that you're being called to do right now, is to figure out your whys. Figure out your whys. Why do you love the thing that you love so much? Why are you so afraid of letting it go? Why are you so afraid of loving it a lot? Why are you so afraid to surrender? Why are you afraid of being vulnerable? Why are you like healing in this death and rebirth? The number one thing about this is asking yourself questions and questioning the reason why you feel a certain way, and having those very, very healing conversations and writing them the fuck out. Because the number one thing that people don't recognize when it comes with healing is you are not just writing things out to write things out and be like, oh, I'm journaling. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. For the first four months of my sessions with my therapist, I took that sketch paper, the one that's like very newspapery, and I'd write all of my intrusive thoughts out, and I had to hand them off to her. And then like I would just keep doing that, and it was my type of catharsis of like letting things go. You know, witches do this all the time. We do burning bowl rituals. Like, this is something that like this isn't new. It's time for you to surrender the things that you're afraid of losing, the things that you're afraid of gaining, because some people also are afraid of success. You know, and that's also super damaging. Like, you are allowed to be happy, you're allowed to be successful, and nothing bad's gonna happen. You need to stop waiting for the other goddamn shoe to drop. Aquarius. Ooh. Y'all stress me out. Alright, channel messages. What are some channel messages that Aquarius can take at this time to help them? Okay. There are people who wonder how you even do it. Yeah, I think you have a lot of things to be very, very grateful for, and I think you're really afraid of letting yourself have them. Is there anything that they can do self-care wise to help themselves? I actually really like using oracle cards. This is actually a lot of fun, guys. I love when people do them as an intro to tarot, but I actually really like oracle reading. Look to the stars. Okay. So I know this has a literal meaning because I get this card a lot. But to me, when I get this card in a reading, I think you need to set your sights higher and understand, like, this isn't trying this. So this is kind of like in tandem with the trader. Exchange energy to create abundance. And I think you need to exchange your fear and look higher. Like, you're allowed to and get a higher perspective and look to the stars and go, you know, I'm hearing I'm hearing the one scene from Hercules where Phil looks up at the stars that's shaped like Hercules when he's older, and he goes, "That's right, that's Phil's boy," and like just like wipes his tears. So I feel like you're really being called right now by Spirit to exchange your old mindsets and to look and perceive higher, because you're allowed to have more in this lifetime. Ooh, yes, Aquarius, yes. We stand. I love that. Guys, let me know if you like this reading, by the way, because I'm kind of loving it. ZCDCSCC. I'm sorry. Sedex. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Also, bear in mind, guys, I'm so sorry to be doing this to you guys. I'm doing minimum interaction with chat just for today because I am recovering from a concussion. I'm not really supposed to be looking at screens. Should I be doing tarot? Loopholes. Anywho, let's see what channel message. Lend yourself to others, but give yourself to yourself. Yeah, I think especially with autumn, release the old and rest. This is very much a personal journey that you have to be taking on your own. And I'm not saying, oh, like if you're in a relationship, break up. No. Not at all. This is, if you're in a relationship and you are happy and everything is good with your relationship, you need to just watch yourself expecting the other shoe to drop. Because if you are constantly looking for something wrong, you are going to find it. That is the pro and that is the con of your mindset. If you are looking for a problem, you will find it. If you're looking for a solution, you will also find it. Both are correct. All right. Lastly, I don't know why I put that away. I'm feeling fairy tales. I'm feeling fairy tales anyways. Oh my god. I will probably have to take my medication soon. So, because I am feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Alright. What fairy tale can Aquarius look into or read to help them heal? I'm sorry for the random. I don't know why that's being bookmarked like that. Not to add myself, but I will put one of my divination charms as a bookmark. If you want one of these, you can go to my website. If you put !social, this will pop up my website with all my bio site with all of my socials plus my website. Okay, I think I'm getting... Ooh, the Nightingale. Okay, so once long ago, the Emperor of China lived in a beautiful palace surrounded by beautiful gardens. Many travelers came to see the grandeur of his domain, but all agreed to the most beautiful thing in the entire empire was not within the walls of the palace, but in the nearby forest. For that is where the nightingale sang with a voice so sweet and pure that all who listened could not help but stop and sigh. But though all the travelers knew this, the Emperor of China did not. So it came as a great surprise to him when he read about the nightingale in some books sent to him by the Emperor of Japan. The Emperor of China quickly summoned his courtiers and ordered them to bring the nightingale before him. But none of the courtiers knew of the bird, nor did any of their subordinates. Finally, they found the young kitchen girl who declared she knew where the nightingale roosted. She led the courtiers into the woods. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. And when they found the nightingale, they asked her to return with them. She politely agreed. That night, the little bird was presented before the emperor, who was surprised by her drab, gray appearance. Yeah. But when she began to sing, the court cried upon hearing the beauty of her voice. She was given a golden cage and tied with a golden string, but every day she sang for the emperor and all his court. But one day, a gift from the Emperor of Japan arrived. It was a beautiful and gold, jewel-encrusted mechanical singing bird. The court loved it, and even more than they loved the little nightingale. The true bird disappeared, and the emperor wound up the mechanical bird over and over, but eventually the golden bird broke, and the emperor grew sick, lying alone on his deathbed. The emperor waited in silence as death approached him. It was then that the little nightingale returned to sing a song of so sweet that even death was moved and let the emperor live. The emperor thanked the nightingale and tried to restore her to her gilded cage, but the nightingale said she would rather remain free to visit, and so she and the emperor remained friends for all their days. This is giving me, I don't know. I wonder if this is Four of Cups in this, because this tarot deck, this book it has an accompaniment tarot deck of the folklore. So I'm wondering if this is like Four of Cups, because Four of Cups is very much like a ho-hum, like, oh, you know, I don't have what I want, you know, and that you're bored and you're like, and I think that's why you're being called. It's like you're bored of all the things that are in front of you, that you're not recognizing the work that you need to do to really feel what's real in your life. And I think that that's the number one thing that you're being called to focus on right now. Be the light. Recognize what you need to let go of, so that way you can cherish the beauty of the organic. Because your life is going in a very organic pace, going in the right pace, you're going in the right direction. You just need to let go of old mindsets that no longer serve you, Aquarius. Like, all right. Okay. That was Aquarius. Let me know in the comment section, or if you're live on Twitch right now, if you're in Aquarius, you really enjoyed that reading. I really enjoyed giving it. That was a lot of fun. I'm interested to see how the rest of the readings are going to go as well. Okay, Pisces. I really need to get my little zodiac. Oh, you know what? All right. Oh, sorry guys, give me 1 second. Oh, I should do this every time I finish up a reading. I should go to my Be Right Back screen. All right, so I don't have all of them, but I have some of them. Here we go. I think I only have some fire, water. Yeah. I got some. I don't have all of them. I'll work on that. It's on me, but we're going to be doing Pisces next. Look at my little derpy Pisces. Look at it. Derp. It's a little derpy. It's okay. Alright. What are some things that Pisces needs to know? What are some channeled messages that Pisces needs to know? Ooh. Okay. That's too many. That's too many. Okay. What are some other things that Pisces need to know? Sorry for the background noise, guys. All right. All right, what are some... Okay. These are coming out very, very quickly. All right. All right, so Pisces, I'm going to do a very clear message. You are being called You're being called out, honestly. You're leading with your emotions, and you're allowing your emotions to take charge. Because you have the Water Guardian, and it came out in reverse. I usually don't take reversals, but these cards are coming out very, very clear. Because this one says connect with your emotions, and then you have the Lord, take charge with authority, and these two kind of like came out on top of each other. Well, like these two came out to top these. And I think the number one thing that you need to know, Pisces, is that you have been leading with your emotions, and you've been really reactive to a lot of things in your life, and you need to really slow your roll, because you leading with your emotions is actually closing you up from like specific guidance. You're being called to like, I'm kind of hearing like turtle a little bit and be open. Like you're taking a lot of outside information, you're reacting to it, and then you're not allowing your divine guidance and like your gut instincts to really lead you. Because like with the protection guardian here, drop your shield, like you're being protected, and then you have you're not alone, but this one's in reverse and this one's upright. Like you need to understand you are very divinely guided, but I feel like number one thing that you're not doing is letting this guidance in. And because of that, like you're very reactive to a lot of things. But I think what will come with you really just sitting you need to start recognizing, Pisces. This is a very big thing. You need to recognize, this is one thing, my very first therapist said this to me and I loved it. He said, I know I'm your therapist, but I really don't care how you're feeling. I want to know what you're thinking that's making you feel that way. Because that in lies the source of your issues. And you need to start, you and Aquarius need to get together and have a why party of like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking this? Why am I reacting this way? Why am I jealous? Why am I jumping down people's throats? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And start questioning that. Because in lies that answer, and that's what a lot of clarity is going to come from, you questioning those things. And right now you're being called, right now, you've been watching a lot of, like, I'm getting a lot of divination muddled. Like, it's interesting because we have the Oracle of Daphne, who is a very clear and cognizant clairvoyance, and that is literally the card that's in reverse right now. But she looks very muddied, and especially, I've never really realized this, like looking at it in reverse, but it just feels like there's a lot of things getting very muddled, like a lot of hands in the pot is what I'm hearing as well. So like you've probably been like getting a lot of readings on social media. This is probably another reading that you've been getting because you're seeking a lot of 3D guidance instead of respecting the fact that you have 5D guidance and a higher self guidance that is there to help you. And you need to start honoring that. Okay, what else can we provide to Pisces? What are some affirmations that Pisces needs to hear? I don't think I'm going to read the stories, guys. Only because I think that's probably one of the things that are probably straining my eyes most likely. But we'll open up to a fairy tale and I'll tell you which fairy tale to look up. Wow. Y'all really don't want to hear this. Come on, Pisces. What is some affirmations that you can receive during this time? No leap. Oh, I spoke too soon. It's like, no leapers. Y'all stubborn as hell. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Yes. Okay, this is perfect. All right, you go here, you go here. All right, so remember how I was telling you, you are being very reactive. When you are reactive to things, that is called a trigger. And I know that a lot of this toxic healing culture positivity bullshit of like, oh my God, I'm so triggered. Like, no, that's an actual thing. Stop making fun of people who get triggered. Stop making fun of the idea of triggering. I really hate the oh my God, I'm like so triggered. Okay. But don't sit there, say it, announce it, and then not do the work to figure it out. You need to understand that you cannot rely on your community to heal for you. This is something you need to heal on your own. This is something you need to go in and do the work and take accountability for. Because what you are feeling is not invalid, by the way. And with what my therapist said is not invalid. It is, let's trace the thought process, the trigger, into what's making you feel that way. So that way we can understand the consistency of what the wound is. So that way you can heal it. And then here, remember how I was telling you, like, you being super reactive is giving a rough time of you not, like, you're seeking a lot of external resources rather than recognizing that your faith is a lot closer within you. And I think that you're really being called right now, not just for, like, guardian angels, but your higher self. I think you just need to sit with some time and really just sit, like, sit. I don't and really, like, recognize that there's a lot you can do on your own. There's a lot of guidance within yourself. You're a very wise person, but you are just super reactive to everything in their mother. And you are being called to sit and do the work and start questioning the triggers and the things that are making you feel that way, so that way you are not bleeding on people who never cut you. Yeah, take a break. I think you've been peopling a lot. And while this could also be, here's the other thing. Maybe it's not just tarot readers. Maybe you're also listening to, like, friends or other people over your own voice. And please understand, I literally was, like, struggling through this today where I was like, oh my God, like, if I share with people that I've been in the ER, like, people are going to think I'm being too much and trying to get attention. And I said that to one of my friends. And then, like, as soon as I sent that to her, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, if me sharing that is too much for people, they can go find less. If someone is too much for somebody, they can go and find less. Do not mute yourself. Do not shine yourself. Do not wreck your self-trust in the hopes of gaining favor for other people's opinions and other people's love for you, okay? If someone is too much for you, that's fine. Like, you know, you can either have a conversation or you can take a break from that person. And it's okay. All of us come in cycles within each other's lives. We're not all meant to always be with another person and or thing or spirit for our entirety of our lives. We all come in cycles. Come. But yeah, I think you need to take a break from listening to other people and you need to start listening to yourself. Numero uno thingo. I'm not even going to pull the self-care oracle. That's what you need to do. You need to sit down and you need to start tracing back your triggers. I'm going to read both. Yesterday is a history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think you've been so busy reacting to life that you haven't taken a moment to cherish all the beautiful things that you have before you. And that is a huge disservice to all the work that you've done to get yourself there, but also a huge disservice to, like, having gratitude for the things that you have. I'm not sitting there going, oh, well, you should schadenfreude your entire life. Be like, oh, I'm glad that I'm not this person. I'm glad I'm not that person. That's not the point of gratitude. The point of gratitude is to be present in your moments and to really cherish them and recognize them and understand that, like, you should be grateful for the things that you have because you halfway got there with your own work and your luck, but you also were divinely guided to be at that place and point. Whether or not you believe in divine guidance, that's up to you. But if you are here, you most likely do. but not to the point where you don't trust yourself. That's a big one. 99% of the game is half mental. And I think that is a big thing for you guys. For the Pisces. All right. What fairy tale can Pisces look into? Tatterhood. I really want to read it, though. I just don't think it's a good idea. All right. So this is the girl. I think she's the Knight of Wands in this deck. And this is the myth. Or the folklore. So look that up. I don't even know if you could read it, but if you can screenshot it. Yeah, Pisces, that is your reading. All right, so I'm looking at La Rona. This is a 5 of Cups in this deck, which might also be significant. She caught my eye when I turned the book over. But in 5 of Cups is all about perspective and what you're focusing on. So I think you're being called right now to focus on yourself, Pisces. Stop listening to everybody else and start listening to yourself, darling. Because you are also wise. You bring different cards to the table, but there's a reason why you are there, and there's a reason why you have those cards. So start respecting the cards that you have, and work with them instead of against them, and work with the people in your life instead of reacting towards them. The Wheel of Fortune is a very big card that my one friend, this is also the friend I was talking about with Aquarius. The thing with the Wheel of Fortune, right? It's a wheel. And you can either be riding outside the wheel and reacting to how the wheel is spinning, or you can be within the wheel and kind of like taking note of how the wheel is spinning. Actually, I think this came up in a reading too when we were doing collective readings for Riri's collective reading. Also, go check her out. She's on my recommended on Twitch, so please do so. She is an amazing omnis practitioner here on Twitch. But yeah, so you can either ride within the wheel and notice how the wheel is turning instead of reacting constantly. I think that's something really big for you, Pisces, that you have been very, very reactive as of late rather than just taking notice and like going, oh, like here's one really good sign. This was again part of those collective readings where it was like, oh, you're seeing I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers recently. And before I'd be like, oh my God, like it's probably going to mean this and it's going to mean that. But instead I'd look it up. I'd take note and go, okay, is it a confirmation? Is something coming? We'll see. It's that one, I think it's like Russian or something like that, where it was like the sun, it was like the man gained a horse, a wild horse came to be, and the village was like, oh my goodness, that's such a blessing. And the man goes, okay, we'll see. The next day, his son broke his arm riding the wild horse. The village comes by and goes, oh my God, that's so terrible. And then the man goes, we'll see. The next day, the army comes to draft able, capable-bodied men to fight in the war. And because the son broke his arm, he was not able-bodied, so he was not drafted for the war. And the village was like, oh my goodness, that's absolutely wonderful. That's amazing. Your son gets to stay home. And the man goes, we'll see. So stop reacting to life and just see where it takes you. And start trusting yourself. And don't take on other people's perspective as well. All right? You guys got this. Good luck, Pisces. All right, next, I'm going to just do the tiles for the ones that I have. Who's next? Aries, right? Or is it Taurus? No, it's Aries. All right. Aries. Show readings, my loves. All right, Aries. Let us see what you need to hear. Alright, Aries, what are some things that you need to hear? What are some channeled messages that you need to hear? Oh, man. You guys are tired. Okay. Ooh, everybody's getting 4. Ooh, interesting. Oh. Oh, I just got a really strong message. All right. I'm curious to see what these cards have to say as well. This has a lot to do with your direction, Aries. So if you're having a hard time struggling with that, and if you've been like having a hard time figuring out your direction, I would definitely stick around, because there is something that Spirit wants to say to you. All right. And some other things that Aries needs to know. Ooh. Okay. 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 Oh, I love this. Okay. Okay. So Aries. So you first got the arrow, which is surround yourself with protective energy. Then you've got the Lord, take charge with authority. You have in reverse the Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. And Stargazer, set your sights higher. And then on the bottom you have go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, receiving. In reverse you have River of Blessings. And then upright you have sensuality, which is feminine wisdom and passion. All right. It's interesting because you have Lord, which is a very masculine energy. You have the feminine here, which is a very feminine energy, obviously, with sensuality. Here's the thing. You're having a hard time finding your direction. Obviously, we have the arrow here with surround yourself with protective energy, which that is what the arrow means. But I also have a feeling this has a lot to do with you feeling very lost in what direction to take in your life. And you want to. Like, there's a Lord here, like, saying take charge with authority. Like, this is a very authoritative figure who's, like, standing firm in their power. And I feel this desire of, like, wanting to step up. And I do feel like there is... You're being very indecisive, Aries, like, which is so not like you. While your attention may be fleeting, you are never this indecisive. Like, you're being called right now to... It's interesting because it says take time to reflect with the Mirror Guardian, but I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been very hesitant. You've been unsure what direction to go. But I think what you're being called to when it's with Stargazer, set your sights higher. Initially, I got like this one message, and this might be for some Aries, where it's like you need to reevaluate your standards, because either you're setting them too high and you're not seeing what's in front of you, or you're too busy looking up in the clouds. Very Shikamaru vibes from Naruto, if that resonates for anybody, where it's like he's literally just like head constantly literally in the clouds. But he's a very smart fucking general. Like, he plays shogi like nobody's business and like can anticipate the next 10 steps. But like, here's the thing, like, these are all great things, but you have to put them into practice. And that was his one fight with Tamari that really showed him and made him step up and go, no, I have to be smarter than this. And like, these motions and movements and anticipations can only work really for myself, because yes, there's a percentage of me understanding how other people work, but it's never a guarantee. And this is a big thing I told my brother, because my brother was like, "Oh no, this is definite," and I was like, "No. There is no such thing as definity in this world. The only thing that's finite in this world is that there is nothing finite. There's always a gray area. There are always different choices to be made. And the number one thing that cannot be completely solidified is in anticipation. Even a creature of habit can make changes and change their direction. And you never know when they're going to have that, like, aha moment to do it. That being said, you are being called right now to maybe step out of reflection. You take a lot of time to think things through. So I think, especially because you've been so indecisive, start looking at what's in front of you. What are things that you can really, like, see in front of you? Because you've been so busy, like, looking up and looking, like, 10 steps ahead that, like, you don't see the wall that's, like, right in front of you that you're about to crash through. So I think right now you're being called to, like, get out of your own way. Ooh. Yeah, get out of your own way. Go with the flow. And because the thing is like, you not going with the flow is blocking this river of blessings from coming through, which is releasing constraints. And I think the number one thing that's constraining you is, like, this expectation. Ooh, this, I guess that's the word of the readings today, is expectations. I think your expectations are the things that are holding you back. And I think that instead of it's your expectations that are setting you back, but I also think that there is a call to reevaluate your goals and the things that you want in life and what do you value. And which is a conversation only you can answer. And I do think that it is time to revisit feminine wisdom, whether this is a person, or this is just your femininity, and your passions. I do think, I'm going to be honest, with the Stargazer here in reverse and also passion coming out very strongly. Aries, you need to start tapping into, like, your passionate side. Like, you need to start allowing yourself to get excitable. If there's anybody sitting there and telling you, like, oh, you're getting super fired up about this, or you're getting super passionate about this, and they're, like, kind of, like, saying it in a judgmental way, or, like, trying to, like, snuff your flame, fuck them. Passionate people are not people that you should be trying to snuff out all the time. Like, if they get fiery and excited, you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're fine. Allow yourself passion. Maybe also find different ways to channel it. Maybe explore some sensuality. Sensuality and sexuality are two different things, Aries, so please make sure you keep that in mind. Because one is way more about intimacy and the other one is about getting intimacy, if you catch my drift. Interesting. This came out for Aquarius, I think. Which is interesting because all these are different cards underneath it. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, you need to work on a little bit of your mindset. Oneness is my true nature. And the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Yeah, I think you need to free yourself. Free yourself. Express yourself. I'm also hearing that, which is a Madonna song, so you can go listen to that if you want more guidance. I wanna make you express yourself. Hey. If you want it right now, let you show you how. Like it ready or not. Express yourself. I don't even know if that's the words, but that's what's coming through. All right. Don't run away. And when a child burns their hand on the stove, they learn that they don't stop. Okay, I love getting this card, but a lot of people actually don't know what this card means. So, when you hurt yourself, like let's say for example, you're learning to ride a bike or you're learning to cook. For the first few times, you know, you might get really confident and you're like, wow, I can do this. And then you fall off the bike or you burn your hand on the stove. You know, that doesn't mean you stop cooking or that doesn't mean you stop trying to ride the bike. It means you approach it with a little more caution. But that doesn't mean you stop. So Aries, if like there was something that like burnt you before and you were like, oh, you know, this has happened before, it's going to happen again, like blah, 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 blah. I think your expectations of this failing so easily is the reason why it's not progressing. And that's something that you kind of have to give yourself some mercy with, is that, yeah, okay, maybe you got hurt last time. That doesn't mean you stop, and that doesn't mean you treat all stoves the same. Like, shit happens. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself and your situation some grace as well. And don't run away. All right. What is a message? Ooh. Okay, I'm going to read both. If you are going to try, go all the way, or don't even start. If you follow it, you will be alive with the gods. It is the only good fight there is. Charles Bukowski. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, we stand. We stand when those things align a lot. Especially that one. Love that. Okay, and then last but not least, Aries, you get a fairy tale or folklore to look into or read. I'm not reading it for you because, good lord. Oh. Mohini Aravan. So this is from Tamil India Hindu epic. This is, I believe, the Four of Wands in this deck. So I mean, if you can read that, you can screenshot it and you can read it through this book. But I'm not going to read it. But it is a very beautiful story about love. So hopefully that gives you some hope. All right, Aries. Well, that was your reading. I hope you all the best, darling. All right, so I don't have a Taurus. So I'm just going to end the reading with zooming into the Aries, and then hopefully that'll help me with my timestamps. There's also the art of the Oracle deck box as well. Figured I'd mention that. Also, I'll take a quick pause here. So, hi guys, my name is Yuki. I'm a witch practitioner, metaphysical healer, and tarot reader here on Twitch and or YouTube, depending on when you are seeing this. Today I'm just taking it a little bit easy. I am recovering from a concussion, so I'm not supposed to be looking at screens. So I decided to look at cards instead. This is really for me because I have a problem with not looking at my phone. So I'm trying to do my best to stay away from it. I've been sleeping intermittently throughout the day, so I've been feeling a little energetic enough to do some reading. So hopefully this will also help me and prompt me to rest a little bit more for tomorrow. So that being said, we are moving on to Taurus. This is the back of Aries because markers. All right, so we did Aries, we did Pisces. We'll put those over there. All right, so Taurus. My Taurus, my bulls. Take no shit, baby. I don't know why, but I thought that was really cute. Take no shit, baby. I really enjoy doing this, and by the time I'm done, it'll be time for me to eat. So I'm also excited about that. Last shuffle, and then we will ask the age-old question. Oh, I forgot. I could also have done dice. All right, Taurus, what are some things that you need to know? That was pretty quick. Is there anything else that Taurus needs to know, or is that already 4 cards? Because that's literally how you've been coming out. Okay. Ooh, I've never gotten this card before. I'm also being called to take this one. Interesting. This is the Taurus card. Oh my god, there's so many cards. Okay. Oh, this is the art of the deck box. Taurus. 2 seconds, my loves. All right. Okie slash dokie. Apologies for that. I think we'll pull these. No, I'm not really pulling. I'm not feeling that one. I think we're just gonna go with this deck. Kind of trust my gut. Okay, so first things first, you've got the Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. I'm also being called to pull from the Keepers of Light, so I'm going to do that, which is a beautiful oracle deck. I'm getting a lot of heavy interference, and angels. Yeah, okay. You've got some angel messages coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those. Don't tell the other zodiac signs. Okay, Taurus? You guys are special. You guys are my Venus, so you guys get a little extra love. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. So you've got the Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. There's a lot of angels here. And there's a lot of angel wings. So this is, yeah, okay. Be open to healing information. I'm also getting the number 7. So if you've been seeing 7, all that, you are being very, very divinely guided at this time and divinely protected. So fear not. Be open to healing information. Trust in your instincts, harness mystic power, unlock the magic within, stand your ground. So, yeah, and then feel loved and comforted. So, with the mountain in reverse here, because it's interesting because you see how, like, there's a duality to this, right? It's also interesting because, like, Tauruses are very grounded by nature. Trust me, I have dated one. I've dated a few, actually, and they're honestly a pain in the ass, but... they're very, very stubborn. I digress. Nothing against Tauruses. Obviously, like I said, it's a Venus sign, so I like some stability in my love life. Ha ha ha, joke's on me. I'm sorry, Taurus. I'm doing the best I can. You're being called to drop your guard. Because you are very, very heavily guarded when it comes to divine intervention and divine guidance. And there's some angels that want to be talking to you. And I don't know why my Brooklyn accent's coming out, but they want to be talking to you, and you ain't want to be listening. So, let me tell you something right now. You're going to hear it if you stay, because you're going to find out who's trying to talk to you and what they want to say. Because that's what we do here on this channel. We are Spirit's bitch. With love and light. We are Spirit's bitch. I'm grateful for being Spirit's bitch. I don't know why I keep on saying that. Alright. Let's see who wants to talk to Taurus at this time. Joan of Arc. Horus. Oh. Interesting. So Egypt. And I don't know anything about Joan of Arc. Sorry, guys. I know a little bit, to be fair. I know she's a historical figure. I'll read the rest of them once I get some angel messages here. So I've got the Angel of Atlantis deck here. That is a lot. Spirit, that is a lot. We're not taking all those. God. Let's just put it this way. A lot of angels want to talk. We're taking 3, I guess. Okay. Your guides are feeling very, I don't want to say defeated, because they obviously haven't given up, but they are feeling very ignored and kind of feeling a certain way. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. Or as Matthew McConaughey would say it, all right. I tried. Guess what, guys? I'm not a impersonator person. Sorry. I know that's what you came here for. I'm not it. I'm very sorry. So Joan of Arc is coming through. Voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. And then you've got Angel Sandalphon, which is intention. You've got Michael, which is transmutation. And Raziel with intuition. I'm actually going to move these over a bit. There we go. All right, so I'm not going to lie to you, Taurus. I was going to say pile 3. I don't know why. Whatever. Maybe number 3 is significant to you. You're either undergoing a spiritual awakening, or boy howdy are you going to be going through a spiritual awakening. There is just so much divine energy here, and you are being called out 9,000 to just believe. I'm getting so much. Honestly, like, you have so many guides that they're fighting over loving you, if that's of any consolation. But I can tell that you're afraid to tap into this type of spiritual energy, and that's something that, like, you don't know how to do. You're being called to trust your intuition. I am seeing here, obviously, there's a lot of things to do with, like, chakras. So maybe start looking into chakra healing. I'm also hearing sound therapy, 528 hertz specifically. And also with this intention. So the number one message I'm hearing here, especially with the pose that's here, it's like with the water, I'm getting where your attention goes, the intention flows. So where your attention goes, your intention, like the intentions to which you are trying to build and cultivate, flows. So just be mindful of what you're paying attention to, because if you're being fear-based because of this guidance, you're not allowing yourself a lot of the beautiful things that are going to be coming into your life because of this divine guidance. The next thing too is transmutation. Yeah, I'm seeing a huge spiritual awakening going on for you guys. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. You are literally going to learn how fucking strong and powerful you are. Emphasis on powerful. There is... Let me share you this story. So last night I was in the ER. I was in the ER for 7 hours. I sat there, I protected my energy best that I could, and I just observed. And there's this one girl who was on the phone who was going, oh my God, like, this is horrible, terrible, awful. I'm going to be here for the next, 11 hours. Like, this is what's going to go on. This is what's going to happen. And this is a lady who was, right in front of me. And I literally was like, please don't say that. And, like, the more she said it, the longer the wait was. Because I remember her going up to the window and then them telling her, oh, there's only 10 people in front of you. And then she'd keep calling different people and, like, telling them, oh my God, there's, like, someone's been waiting 11 hours. Like, I'm going to end up waiting 11 hours. And, like, of course, in the back of my head, I'm like, please stop. I was like, you don't understand how many spells you're spewing right now. Like, you are creating this and manifesting this for the rest of us. Like, and I sat there and I was like, no, it's okay. We're going to be seen soon. We're going to be seen soon. We're going to be seen soon. So, like, and my phone died, so I had nobody to talk to call and be like, hey, I need you to help me believe that this is going to happen. But, people don't realize the things that you say are spells, the things that you do, and the things and the words that you cultivate are very, very powerful. So if you sit there and go, I'm a piece of shit, I'm horrible, I'm terrible, I'm awful, you are creating this reality that you are horrible, terrible, awful, purely by A, your perspective, and B, the words that you tell yourself are very powerful, and your mind and your body hear them. So I think right now the number one thing you are being very, very called out, and let me tell you, because you're starting to go through this era of transformation, Taurus, the number one thing I can honestly give you for piece of advice are literally the two cards that came out. You need to understand your truth. You need to understand your whys and your values, and that has been a pretty clear message for maybe that's the collective message for tonight, which is you need to understand your whys and your truth, your values, the things that you value, the things that are true to you, and those are your non-negotiables. So that way, when you go through this transformation, you still have the foundation built. And to recognize what you pay attention to. This can be anything from social media. This can be to the people that you surround yourself with. You need to be very, 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 very careful of what gets your attention. And maybe these five, honestly, might have a lot to help guide you. So maybe look into some Joan of Arc and see something that pops out. Look into Horus. This is the Eye of Horus. And, like, what is it about his story? Like, is there anything popping out to you? And start trusting your intuition. Archangel Raziel, Sandalphon, and Michael. I'm just going to go up so that way you can, like, possibly type these in, I guess. If you want to look these guys up. Other than that, they're going back in the pile. Got Joan of Arc, who's gorgeous. I love the art on these cards. And Horus. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, y'all got a lot of cards pulled, so I'm not that I'm going to jip ya, but we're going to do a little bit of balancing and give and take here. You guys are probably not going to get a folklore reading. I am curious, maybe we can pull some affirmations just to help you out. But yeah, take a look. You are very, very, like, trust your instincts. Trust yourself. Kyanite might also be really important. Maybe that's the reason why I was called to pull it out. Kyanite. So the affirmation that you use, kyanite usually comes in these little blades. You could probably get bigger pieces. Shout out to Solutions of Daily Living for having these for like $3 because kyanite itself is pretty expensive. But it's kyanite is good for for all chakras, especially third eye and heart. Inner bridges, psychic ability, reflecting with nature, past life, recall, telepathy, and empathy. I cross the inner bridges, which will lead to my growth, opening to the etheric realms in the world of nature and the land of the heart. I keep hearing, I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons to the land of heart. Okay. Dragon tales. Oh, man. I miss my friends. Okay. So, the last things I want to wrap up for you, Taurus, while I pull these affirmations, is to give you a word of caution. I have gone through an ego death and a spiritual awakening simultaneously. So please do yourself a favor and try not to do that. Obviously, your guides will protect you every step of the way, like mine did. I really want to give you advice, but the thing is, everybody's spiritual awakening is so different depending on A, what you believe in, B, like what lessons you need to learn in the soul lifetime. The number one thing I can tell you, no matter what transformation you're going through, Taurus, is give yourself grace. Like, you're human. You're here to have a human experience. You're here to experience being a human being. Like, you are allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to fall. You're allowed to get mad. You're allowed to feel a certain way. Like, if somebody fucking hurt you, like, you're allowed to get angry about it. But what you need to understand is it cannot consume you. I love this. Also, honor how you feel. I honor how I want to feel. How do you want to feel? And that's why it comes so important for you to understand what your intention and attention is going to, so that way you know how you feel. Because here's the thing, if you're constantly feeling like shit and you're focusing on shit, what's the commonality there? Shit. Stop focusing on it. Trust me, I get it. It's way fucking harder to say than to do. And it has taken me, I think, 8 months of therapy to finally go, oh, I'm feeling like shit. I'm treating myself like shit. So I'm thinking shit. And focusing on them. And I'm feeling awful. Like, I can stop this so I can feel better. And I have. And it pulls me out of my spirals a lot faster. And that's something that you can do for yourself as well. That is a huge, huge step in self-love. Is to be able to pull yourself out, parent yourself, and go, listen, I know that this sucks. I know you feel this way, but it's valid. But you also need to recognize, are you getting enough sleep? Are you still feeling tired? Also, recognize, like, maybe you've been going nonstop. Maybe it's time to really honestly slow down and take a pace of life that is better suited to what you need. And if that means you need a multi-million-dollar heir to marry, you know, honey, go for it. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. I'm going to share something. I know, shocker. Once I read the last one, because, good Lord. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, good things are allowed to happen. That is something you need to focus on, is allowing good to come in. Because let me tell you, they have been sitting there in the astral plane ready to have a party for you. And you're just sitting there going, oh, well, I don't know what to wear. And because I don't know what to wear, I can't go. Bullshit. When I accept love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So this is my last piece of advice for you, Taurus. Focus on operating out of love for yourself. There's a big difference of I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this for you versus I'm doing this because I love. And this doesn't have to be like I love you like another person. This can also be to yourself. So recognize the things that you're doing out of love and the other things that you're doing out of obligation. Because if you are not honestly coming from a place of love, what are you? And why are you doing it? Sorry, I got a really major download and kind of broke my heart a little bit. No, I'm not sharing. Because it had nothing to do with Taurus and everything about a Taurus in my life. But I want them to be happy, so I will keep my mouth shut. If you're a Gemini, thank you for being here. That is my moon sign, which is fun because that's how I process my emotions, which is constantly having a duality in nature, which is severely fucking irritating. But, you know, devil's advocate. I actually was recently yelled at for stopping. I was yelled at by Aso Tarot, who's one of my favorite tarot readers on YouTube, by the way. Highly recommend checking out her stuff. Boy howdy, let me tell you, there was this one channeled message that she just like fucking tore in on everybody who picked that pile. And she was like, you are always playing devil's advocate for other people and you never do it for yourself, and that's like a huge problem because like you always love people more than they actually love you, and they like, she was like, you hold so much capacity in your heart to love, but you surround yourself with people who don't know how to love you and who don't love you as much as you love them. Now, oh god, I'm gonna take this one and I'm just gonna take this one, and we will go from there. So, yeah. Gotta love tarot readers. We get really into our shit. Ooh. Okay. It's actually really interesting how this came out, and I really want to honor it because it says hold the space. So we're going to hold the space. You know, because we do things literally here in this channel. When I tell you to check your shit, you better be checking it when you wipe. I'm kidding, please don't. I hate shit jokes, please. I don't know. Maybe I'm stroking out, guys. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the very last tarot reader I'll ever... Tarot read. Listen, I'm not looking at a screen, so yeah. There are some other things that Gemini needs to know. Can we assist and clarify on this message? I know you want to talk, and I know there's a lot of things you want to say. Okay. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Okay. I need a place to put my stuff. All right. So you have Hunter in reverse, track down your fears and desires. Hermit, retreat and recharge in reverse. Hold the space in sideways, holding space with the Druid, holding space. The Sun, enjoy success and happiness. Earth magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles. Summoning power, instinct, intellect, and control in reverse. Innovation, new creations in reverse. And upright, we have portal, infinite mind, awakening, and consciousness. Okay, so I'm going to take these as clarifiers because these have been these feel very indicative to each other. It's interesting to get the Hunter in reverse, and then you have Earth Magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles in the upright. And, like, the first message I got when I started reading this was, like, you feel like you're getting hunted by your fears and your desires. Like, you constantly feel like you're running away. And I think you're being called to start removing those obstacles, stop, like, running away. And start chasing what you actually want. And be fearless in doing that. And I think you need to start coming out with your honest truth, like your real honest emotions, your real honest feeling. And I think that in and of itself is going to be super healing and super charging. Because right now you just don't have any control over that. And you really are not going to have any, honestly, let me be honest with you, Gemini, you're not going to have control of when it's time for you to come out with your truth. So you better get clear on it now. Because you can't constantly keep running away from the things that are really, really true to you. Fuck. I heard that. Until you learn how to hold space for yourself, nothing new is going to come in. And your truth deserves this space. And at the end of all of this, Gemini, you are going to have success. This is like the success of you determining the things that you want and holding space for them and owning that truth and stop feeling like you don't have control over. Like, you're like, well, I can't control, like, you know, all these things are happening to me. Yes, you do. If you didn't have Pisces placement in your chart and you didn't sit in for the Pisces reading, totally fine, not judging at all. The number one thing I mentioned, it's interesting because we have the sun and it looks like a wheel. The Wheel of Fortune, you know, upright. The Wheel of Fortune can have a lot of meanings. Upright, things are changing. In reverse, you're happening to change, or things are turning in your favor. Sometimes, a lot of the time, too. I've recently discussed the Wheel of Fortune. I actually really love this interpretation. I'm starting to adopt it a little bit more and more for my readings because it makes more sense in the context of which I'm reading for. Where it's like, you can either be within the wheel and seeing how the wheel turns, and to understand that, like, luck doesn't just favor people, it favors the bold. It favors the people who take the action towards the directions of the things that they want, instead of just asking for it and sitting and waiting and dreaming. Or the people who are hanging on to the spikes outside the wheel and constantly reacting to life instead of having a grasp over the wheel and going, you know what, I'm going to start driving. I think that's a really big indicative thing about the Wheel of Fortune, is that you have so much more control over your life than you actually give yourself credit for. But because you've been constantly running away from things, it feels very tumultuous. And you're sitting there going, well, I don't have control. You do. You do have control. Way more than you think you do. And once you realize that, and once you hold space for your truth, a lot of success and happiness is going to come in. You have Portal, Infinite Mind, Awakening Consciousness. Like, this is going to open a whole new realm of thinking. You're going to be like, holy shit, I could have been doing this this entire time. You're going to be a much more intentional co-creator, is what I'm hearing as well. Which is great. I'm proud of you, Gemini. You deserve that. You don't just deserve it. It's your birthright. It's everybody's fucking birthright to have control over their life. It's just whether or not we feel courageous enough to do it. I love when these cards line up. First one, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Yeah, you need... Self-love is not cucumbers on your eyeballs and you taking a few months to, like, give yourself me dates. Alright? Self-love is fucking visceral. It is going within. It is establishing your values, establishing your truth, holding fucking space for your truth. You're good, you're bad, you're ugly. I have this one reader that I love. I sit on his lives all the time. We actually have a little bit of a disagreement in perspective, though, because a lot of times a lot of people say that, like, darkness is unresolved light. And while I do understand that if you have an overbalance of shadow, it has a tendency of some unresolved light. But let me tell you something. You need to accept all parts of yourself. You are Gemini, specifically Gemini. Like, think about it. Your card in the tarot deck is the Lover's card. This is 6. Breaks down to 6. But if you divide it into 2, it's 3, right? Because there's 2 people. There's duality, right? 3, wholeness, mind, body, spirit. Completion, duality. You have to accept the light and the dark sides of you because we all have them. No one is all just good. No one is all just bad. Yes, there are some people who have a lot of bad and a little good. And there's some people with a lot of good and a little bit of bad. But they're out of balance. That's not a good or bad thing. But that is just the reality of it. There's a duality to everything. You need to accept your shadow aspect of yourself. Wow, this is a tangent. But you ignoring your shadow sides, the things you don't like about yourself, is making it harder and harder and harder for you to heal and get true on your direction. Wow, I'm feeling very heated about this. Thank you for the energy, Geminis. I'm glad that you needed this chat because I needed this energy to channel, apparently. It's interesting. This is going to sound a little bit visceral, but these look like lady parts. I know it's watercolor. I understand where it says, but there's a wholeness to it as well. But it's interesting because I'm being told to share this. For the longest time, I repressed the feminine side of myself because of the person that I was with. I did not feel safe to be feminine, and I actually always perceived my feminine self as a dark side of me. As a bad side. Receiving was bad. Like, stepping into my feminine energy was a bad thing. It was my shadow self. The chaos was bad. And there was just so much feminine energy that was just going on because, like, I was suppressing my feminine energy so much because my partner at the time was a very chaotic and feminine person. No judgment there, but, like, I had to step up and be the disciplined one. I had to be the one that was bringing, like, stability into the home. Like, I was the one who had to be the foundation and be the pillars, and I didn't get a chance to sit there and have that balance of taking turns because of the person that I was with. And again, not a blame on them. It's just the reality of it. And then once I was out of that relationship and stepped away from it, my feminine side went, oh, it's safe for me to come out, and all this chaos and all these emotions and all these things just started flowing out because I was no longer suppressing that truth. And I was accepting it. And the more, and through therapy, obviously, and guidance, that I'm a very big proprietor for therapy. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it was a very huge moment where I sat there and I looked at myself and I looked at my shadow self, and I sat there and I looked at all of these ugly qualities of me, and I went, you know what? You are a part of me and I love you. And that's that part of me who got jealous. It's the part of me that, like, is always seeking chaos. Is the part of me that leaves clothes on the floor even though I have a damn basket underneath my bed for dirty clothes, you know? It's the one who creates. It's the one, and for the longest time it was always such a fucking struggle to do any of that because I had no environment to do. And I'm telling you right now, as someone who did not hold space for myself, you will end up bleeding on people who never cut you and really hurting some people if you're not careful and start accepting those beautiful but visceral parts of yourself. Every human has masculine and feminine energy regardless of gender, regardless of biology, regardless of transition. Every single person has a balance of masculine and feminine. Some might have a little more, some might have a little less. It doesn't matter what energy level it is. But you need to accept what you have in order to move forward. Radical acceptance is what you need to be working on, Gemini. Because then everything is going to get very, very clear. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. And lastly, there's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. There you go. I'm proud of you, Gemini. You guys got this. God, I ranted for so long. We're already at 2 hours. I'm not doing too bad. You need to be your number one priority. Yeah. During this time, fuck yes. All right. What is your passage? You never fail until you stop trying. Albert Einstein. Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. Those are your sayings. And for your mythos, or myth, or fairy tale, or divine story, No, I think this is applicable to you too. If you want me to hear this reading, Aquarius also got this as well. So you can, without me setting the book on fire, if you can read this, you feel free to screenshot the book and give it a gander, give it a read if you can read it. But other than that, The Nightingale is your story to look up or try to read. Pause it. Have fun. All right, Gemini. Man. Whew. That was some channel messages there. Jesus Christ. Superstar. Jesus Christ, superstar. I thought it said 6:10 p.m. and I thought it said 8:10 p.m. and I almost had a slight heart attack. So I was like, oh shit. Alright. That was Gemini. Next. Cancer. So my reading for my Cancers. Alright. Cancers, how are we doing? I don't know what's going on in the astrological soup of space right now, bad witch, I know. I'm not... While I have deemed myself a white witch and near nigh contemplative celestial witch, I am not heavy into astrology. I understand the placements, I understand some of the houses, and I do horoscope readings and stuff like that as well. I don't enjoy it for divinatory purposes, but I do find it insightful. Like, I'm not sitting there reading the horoscope daily newses. I don't believe in those. I think that they are a very heavy confirmation bias. But I digress. What are some messages that Cancers need to hear? Okay. Thank you for the inconsistency. Alright, I'm being called to put this one up, right? Oh, the Triskelion. Alright. Oh, I'm getting a little tired, so if I have to stop early tonight, I will pick this up tomorrow. We'll see. I think I'll be fine, though, to be honest. I'm very dehydrated. I might have to pause and get some water. Alright, so I think I'm going to do this reading and then I'm going to pause and get some water. And then I will be back to finish the readings. Or maybe, you know what guys, sorry. I'm going to pause now and then we'll come back. Sorry, my Cancers. I will pre-pin. Post-pin? Pin again? All right. Cancers. Whoop. So I've already shuffled. If you guys are joining me now because you've been here, thank you. I pre-shuffled your cards. You can just zhuzh back a little bit if I actually put the timing on correctly, which I'd be surprised. So the first things first, Cancers. Man, I really needed water. Wow. Huh? This card is calling me. Trust yourself. Yeah. Stand your ground in your truth. Which is ironic because you're also getting drop your shields. But if I take these as clarifiers. You are having a really hard time letting go of things. And trusting and allowing yourself to thrive by letting go. I'm seeing Hera here. I know that's not who she is, but like with the peacock feathers and the colors and the blue with royalty, and also Sky Father being in reverse as well here. You're having a really tough time letting go. And like, so you have Mountain, Stand Your Ground, Protection Guardian, Drop Your Shield, Stag, Trust and Thrive. You have Peacekeeper, Let Go of the Need to Be Right. In reverse, Sky Father in reverse, Trust in the Unknown, and then Autumn, Release the Old and Rest. A lot of these are like trusting and releasing, and all of these are in reverse, which I find is very ironic because, not ironic, it actually fits very much with Cancer. If you think about them, they're very nurturing, they're probably very sentimental, if you would. It's very hard for people to see that about a Cancer because they put their walls up as high as, the sky. Especially if they've been hurt before. And you're having a really hard time standing your ground and letting people in, because here's the thing. You can let people in and still trust yourself, still stand your ground. It's like you've been in hermit mode for so long, you're very, very hesitant. It's kind of like, it's giving me post-COVID vibes, where it's like, yes, we're all vaccinated, yes, we've been all very safe, but like, should we really be hanging out? Like, is this really a thing? Like, should we really be doing this? It's just kind of like, that's where you're feeling very hesitant, and this is where, like, you're being called right now to just, like, trust and thrive and recognize that, like, it's okay to let people in. You can still trust yourself. You can still have people come in and not... This is a very odd reading. Yeah, I figured. So it says so we have adjustment that came out, looking back, moving forward. Which are okay. Friendship, support, fun, unity and play, and guide. I feel like the people you've been surrounding yourself with have really made you question if you are right or not. And it made it very difficult for you to trust yourself and stand your ground because you haven't really been allowed to be fun and having and playing and being yourself. And like, you're having a hard time trusting in the unknown, which is causing you to keep your shields up. But like, you're being called to make that adjustment. And it's never... This is the one thing a lot with water signs. we have a tendency of getting to a very much all or nothing mindset of like, oh, it's this or nothing at all. It's like, instead of dropping your shield a little bit to see what's in front of the shield, to recognize that maybe it's just a little doe deer, you're so busy like lifting it up and like, you're like, no, it's this. Or like you just toss your shield and then don't realize that there's a wolf right behind the deer that needs protection. You know, like, it's never all or nothing. Truths can coexist. What happened in the past is not going to block you from the future, and vice versa. Like, just because maybe you need to go listen to Aries, but just because you burnt your hand on the stove doesn't mean you should stop cooking, all right? You just need to make slight adjustments and see if they work. And I'm getting a lot of, maybe this has a lot to do with boundaries. Like, you've been putting down boundaries, and like you're seeing what sticks, and then you're not happy with what's going on, so that way, and then you just get all like flustered and mad, and then you just like either go back into your shell and say fuck you all and just like hide, or you just give far too much, you don't learn your lesson, you keep hurting yourself. But what I do want to let you know is, all I'm hearing is just trust the process, Cancer. Trust the process. You'll be guided. Just keep trying. Stop holding on to the past. I know it's tempting. You can identify patterns, but don't do them to the point of hurting yourself. Identify your patterns for growth. It's very tempting when you know that you can upset yourself 6 ways to Sunday, but it's not going to help your growth. So recognize your patterns to recognize them. You're allowed to look backwards, but don't look so far back that you end up not seeing the future. And I don't mean like I mean maybe, but like, just because some things didn't work out the way that you wanted it to doesn't mean they're not going to work out in the future. And that's something that you have to realize. You have to let go of old patterns. Just because they happened before doesn't mean they're going to happen again, okay? I know it's a lot easier said than done, but try. Whew. Hope is the conduit for miracles. That one just kind of popped out to me. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys need that many cards. I'll read these out in a second. I'm just curious if we're going to follow the rule of threes here, or we're just going to be difficult because we're Cancers. Yeah. Oh, well, you could take this one. I said this to Taurus too. Okay, so when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. To that effect, this one came out too, which is energy flows where my intention goes. That's the one. Listen, what I said to Taurus still works. It's still applicable. And my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. Always lead with love. It is so easy to fall into the habit of broken people around you. But if you just promise yourself to show up with love, because that is your value that you promise to yourself, and that you are allowed to trust yourself and recognize that that is the truth that you are allowed to uphold and keep, you know? There's nothing wrong with love. Oh, God. Okay. No. I know we love Cancers, but that's... Yeah. Come from a place with love, because you don't recognize how many people look up to you. There are people who wonder how you even do it. And I think that is so powerful for you to recognize your power as well, to trust yourself, because people are wondering how you do it. And then take that leap of faith, honey. Take that leap of faith of coming from a place of love instead of coming from a place of want. Like, just because you love somebody or love people, it doesn't mean you have to have them. It means that you should love them. And you should want what's happy, what makes them happy, and what's best for them. More than anything else. Because that's love. It's not about possession and having them and trying to make them better or make their life better. It's very arrogant when we come from a place like that. It almost creates this obligational contract where it's like, well, you know, I'm trying to do this for you instead of I'm doing this because I love you and I know it's going to make you happy, you know? But I also am doing this because I love myself and I recognize that my partner or the person that I love, you know, this will help them out. And I know it sounds a little obligational because it's like, oh, I'm doing an ends for a means, but it's like, I'm sorry, but if you really love somebody, wouldn't seeing them happy give you a sense of happiness as well? Because they're your other half. You know? I mean, I know that's probably a 6-year-old's thinking of love, but like, maybe it's not. You know? Wouldn't you want, like, here's the thing. And you can judge me all you want. My last relationship, you know, like, there were a lot of things I had to compromise on for. There were things where it's like, oh, well, I can do this, and if I do this, you know, like, I know that'll make it easier for him, and I want him to be happy, so I'll do those things, because I know that his smile, his happiness will make me happy. You know? And I know it sounds a little like, oh, well, you're doing it just because it's for your own happiness. I'm like, yes and no. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, helping out your partner so their life isn't a living hell isn't a bad thing, because you want your partner to be happy, and your partner being happy should bring you some joy too, you know? Not saying that you have to do it every single time, but, you know, coming from a place of love instead of obligation, where it's like you're showing up because you love yourself enough to know that if you show up for your partner, you can be present. And vice versa. I don't know. Is any of this making sense? I hope so. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? All right. Oh, we've got... It's time to start living the life you imagined. Yeah, that's all you get, Cancer. I'm not even going to show you the other one because you're going to be like, that's the one I want to read. No, you're reading this one. It's time to start living the life you imagined. Stop accepting what other people are telling you. You are allowed to live. Honestly, I feel like you're... Yeah, I'm going to be mad intentional for this. I'm going to give you a specific one that you need to read. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to find it. Is this cheating? Yes. Do I care? No. You got the fairy grandmother. You guys gotta read fucking Cinderella. Alright? Read that. That's yours. Because as soon as I said that, I was like, I know exactly what folklore they need to read. And then I sat there and went, shit. Is Cinderella in here? And then I remembered, she's the magician in the deck. What is the magician? The magician is the manifestor in the major arcana. Create your reality. Trust yourself. And stop being burnt by other people and what they have to say. Stop focusing on the negative and start hoping. Lorona and the Hope Star card. Okay. Sorry, I get over my own signs bullshit all the time. Y'all probably get the worst readings because I'm so biased. Alright. Anywho, Leo! Also, not to piss you off, Frankie, I don't have any earth signs. I never repainted them, which I will eventually. I have to get more of these canvas panels. They're so cute. But yeah, so we're doing Leo. I'd say he's my favorite Ninja Turtle, but that's a lie, because it's Mikey. I love the smell of sage. I really do. Alright, Leos. Let's get Leocal. It's like physical. I think that's also a Madonna song. Is it? I think so. It's supposed to be Let's Get Physical, but I said Leocal because we're doing Leos. And I have a problem. Pissing off earth signs is kinda your strong suit. Hey, what the fuck? Hey, that's not my fault. You missed a banging ass Taurus message. Tauruses are gonna be going through some spiritual motherfucking awakenings, and I'm here for it. I even pulled special cards that I wasn't supposed to tell any of the other zodiac signs, but shit. So, watch your tone, mister. Wait, pissing off earth signs. What other earth signs have I pissed off? Oh god, what did I do? Here we go. I'm gonna be panicking again. At least I'm not high. Because last time, I can't remember, somebody said something in chat and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, what does that mean? And it was because I was high as a fucking kite. Ooh, also this is like the first time I haven't gotten like 3 cards. Alright. What do Leos need to know? Shit. Okay. Let's get Leocal. Let's get Leocal. Leos now have to do the Let's Get Physical musical video where they have the 70s really weird retro overly sexual dance suits. And that is your homework assignment. Thank you, Leos. If you do them, post the video so I can laugh. I mean, cherish, my ass off. Cherish my ass off. I'm just creating a whole new scope of mind. I'm so damn tired. Okay, so trust in higher force is in reverse, but while the two of them came out, I was like, this definitely feels like there's something wrong here. I was like asking myself, I'm like, what can they do to trust in the higher forces? Like, and I got automatically like they need to shift their perspective. So I was like, cool, okay. And then the next thing, so you have the shaman, which is trust in higher forces in reverse, and then you have the air guardian upright, which I love her. She just is like that gaze is just like, phew, okay. Shift your perception, not whatever the fuck I also said. And then you have, I'm not seeing a lot of 3s. I don't know why I said that. Well, there's 3 here. Calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation, adjustments. Okay, that makes sense. Looking back, moving forward. And then, brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power. And then the divine masculine, electric active power in reverse. Leo, I'm going to be straightforward with you. Y'all are being very much called to, like, make edits to the way that you're looking at shit. Because you have so much here about self-regulation, making adjustments, and then, like, personal power, and then you have the divine masculine, which is active power. So, like, you're having a hard time recognizing how much power you actually have, and you are a fire sign. So, like, if there's one thing you shouldn't be questioning is how much power you have. You are a goddamn fire sign. Give me a second. I need to... Yo, I've got Let's Get Physical by Madonna stuck in my fucking head. So if you've been trying to, like, go and have sex or something. I have no idea. But, like, it is not coming out of my fucking head. Oh. It's not coming out of my fucking head. Or maybe you're being called to, like, relieve your... I don't know. It's 18 plus reading, I guess, now. I guess. Ooh, I heard, oh no, I hope I don't fall. Ooh, I wonder if my Leos put it in someone and is catching feelings. Someone's horny. I'm not horny. It's a baseline. God. Yeah, self-love is great. Self-love is great. In all senses of the word. But yeah, but going back to the, not actual reading, but yeah. You're being called to check yourself before you wreck yourself, quite honestly. You need to shift your perception. Like, I keep wanting to say perspective, and it makes sense because like, there's an owl here in reverse. An owl's all about wisdom, and the number one thing about birds, whether you believe in them being real or not, there's another owl, is that they fly high, so they see a much, like, bigger perspective. And I think that you need to recognize how much power you have. That while you might feel like a very small fish in a big pond, if you were to zoom out a little bit, you'd recognize the pond isn't really that big, and you're actually probably have a lot more weight than you actually do in that situation. And your power is probably cherished a lot more by the people around you than you give yourself credit for. What Madonna song again? I think it's Madonna. It's like, let's get fit. Oh, God. Let's get physical. I want to get physical. That's probably not the rest of the tune. And I'm trying, but Let's Get Physical is literally stuck in my head. I'm pretty sure it's a Madonna song. But, alright, so what messages... Actually, before I keep going, I'm gonna go to the self-care oracle. It's fine, I wasn't gonna read the book anyways. And see what is some self-care things that Leo could do. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if sex comes out. I'll tell you right now. What self-care things that Leo can do to make themselves feel better. Sing. Okay, well, maybe you gotta sing that Madonna song. Thank God. I was like, if sex came out, I was about to have a knip shit. So nostalgic. Oh, this is a Leo reading. Oh, 1000% a Leo reading. So you have sing, you have create art, connect with fire, Leo. I think maybe Leo, you need to connect with some other fire signs, or connect more with yourself and your fiery nature. And I think that'll also fix your perspective. Like, maybe lean into it a little bit. What does it mean to be a Leo? Like, what inspires the astrological sign of Leo, and where is its placement in your chart? What are the things that you need to recognize? And where are the things that you need to grow? And what are more things that you can embody? And I'm being called for another oracle card. And okay. Be still, make an altar. Create art. So, while it's not the sex card, create art also comes from the same chakra as sensual and sexual pleasure, which is sacral chakra, which is creation. obviously, because, you know, that's where, you know, the art of creating happens as well. But creation, singing, expressing, this is a very Leo reading. But yeah, which is ironic because you also have these be still. And I think that's where the adjustment card comes in a little bit too, right? Where it's like, the number one thing you have to recognize, and a lot of fire signs have some issues with this, and so do a lot of water signs too. Maybe all the signs have this. No, not really air signs, but like, air signs are very logical, and in their head, while the other two are like, and so are earth signs. But when it comes to fire and water, it's actually very interesting to see the two very, very opposite sides of the spectrum both end up having issues of like, kind of dichotomistic thinking. But I don't use these cards often, but I'm being called to pull you a Dragon Oracle card. These cards really only talk on their own time, so it's befitting because y'all are a fire sign, so we'll pull one. As I said in the beginning of the reading, and I don't know why I kept saying it, but I'm happy to be Spirit's bitch. Anything that Spirit wants me to share, I shall share. Alright, Spirit, what dragon wants to speak to the Leos? What dragon wants to speak to the Leos? Okay. So first card that came out was the Green Dragon helps you tune into the secrets of nature. Receive answers and guidance from nature. Align with your divine essence. And it's actually interesting because this bonfire is outside. So maybe getting together. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Before I get into that, we'll put a pin in these two, and I'll read the other two real quick. The other two that came out was the Gold Atlantean Dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of the Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your mastery. Yeah, so I feel like you indulging in creation is what's going to really help you realize and reestablish your power. And then lastly, we've got Thor's Red, Black, and Gold Dragon. Protect you in times of change. A time of rapid change, transition, and transformation. Relax. You are safe. Here's some advice for fire signs in general, or anybody who wants to practice with fire. There is a specific card that is in the Self-Care Oracle deck, but I'm going to say practice with caution. But as you can see here, there is a bonfire with friends. Community could be a big thing, but what I'm being told to share is that you're being called to create. Nature is a very beautiful place to receive inspiration. It's also a really great place to just like, there's that one poem about like, speak to the trees because they will have no bias and they really love the company. But another thing too is that if you want to, because I know how impatient fire signs are, jumpstart a little more of your healing, a little more of your perspective shift. Get a nice big old piece of paper and start writing down the things that make you feel like you're losing your power, or make you feel insecure, or make you feel not good enough, and start writing those thoughts out. I want you to really write those out, and I really want you to sit with them and look at them and go, wow, like, you know, this isn't true, like, because of this, and this. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I believe in you, Leos. I know you guys can do it. But, like, sitting and writing those things out, and then in a safe place, please. Preferably outside, in a bonfire where things are supposed to be burnt. You can even use it as kindling. I highly recommend not to, because it kind of takes away from the ritual. You could, but the whole point is to watch, and you can separate the thoughts, or you can fold them. Make sure you're folding them away from you when you're releasing them. And then once the fire's roaring and stuff like that, toss the paper in, or pieces and watch it burn up and release. Like, this is the reason why I want you to sit with them as you're writing them out, because I want you to come to terms with the fact that, like, regardless of you believing those thoughts are true or not, you need to let them go. Because they're no longer serving you in your perspective. You are amazing. Like, but you need to learn how to let go of the things that are holding you back, because it's just making you seem a lot less powerful than you actually are. And you are a very powerful person. So, I believe you. I believe you. I believe in you. And I believe for you. My Solus Luna. Oh my god, guys, thank you so much for the follows. I came at last. Haha, nice to meet you. I saw my sign, so I came in. Oh, you saw Leo? Yes, I am wrapping up, actually. I will be posting this VOD. I mean, obviously it'll be, I think, on Twitch for the next week, but it'll also be on my YouTube channel. I think if you ! socials, it should take you to my bio site, which will have my YouTube channel on there. I will be importing these right away. But yeah, that was the reading for Leos. I also was downloading the song Let's Get Physical by Madonna. From Madonna? Is it not working? I think it's socials. My bad, darling. Let me do it for you. I'm trying to keep this template free, so that way when I upload it, you guys aren't getting distracted by it. There you go. All right. But yeah, so that was for Leo. I'm going through all the 12 zodiac signs. I do apologize if I'm not as interactive with chat. It is not intentional. I am just trying to not do so much screen time, because I'm actually recovering from a concussion, and I have a bad habit of being on my phone, so I figured I would do my weekly reading instead of all the other things you're supposed to do when you're trying to recover from a concussion, because I make great life decisions. Anywho, sorry, my candle went out, and the wick keeps falling over. But yeah, also thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate your energy. I greatly appreciate your time, and thank you so much for being here. What I will say is, please know you are more than just your sun sign. So whenever you get a chance, just try to Google your entire chart, because you never know what placements might have a message for you. And also, you might just pop in at a time where you need to hear the message. Spirit, higher powers work in a funny way. I did a Dragon Oracle. I think, yeah. I think I'll leave you guys with one Bibliomancy passage. Okay. Live by what you believe so fully that your life blossoms, or else purge the fear and guilt producing beliefs from your life. Live your belief and let that belief go, or let that belief go. Oh, shit. Holy shit. That is really, really accurate to what we were just talking about. Live by what you believe so fully that your life blossoms, or else purge the fear and guilt producing beliefs from your life. Live your belief or let that belief go. Oh, God. It's almost as if I'm psychic. It's so weird. That was sarcasm. I am psychic. Now it's time for the main event, Frankie. Okay. So, I'm going to show the back of my... Oh, maybe I should... Maybe I should paint the backs of the earth signs, because they need love too. I'm kidding. I very much appreciate earth signs. It's actually interesting. On the back of it, this says, love is more than what you can see. So maybe that's an important message for Leos or Virgos. But we are going over from Leo to Virgo now. the shade. It's fake shade, okay? I love each sign equally except for my own because we're all just messes. Okay, I guess we're going with this one first. All right. What does Virgo need to know? Also, you guys, I know I'm just using oracles. I usually typically do tarot. This is just me being a soft, squishy mess because, again, I'm covering from a concussion, and I thought that this would maybe be a little bit more fun and experimentative and fluffy for myself, and it has been equally, if not more insightful than some of the tarots that, well, no, it hasn't been more insightful, but it's been equally as insightful. Alright, Virgos. Alright, my Virgos. Let's get some clarifiers. Alright. Interesting. I kind of called to go get another card from this deck. Let's see if anything pops out. Interesting. I love how there are some common cards, but then there's like a card that just hasn't popped out yet. And y'all watch me shuffle. All right, so... All right, Virgo. So you've got clairvoyance with inspiration, interpretation, trust, being clarified by the White Witch, be the light. You've got circle of eternal joy, timelessness, dance of life, clarified by the Wise One, grow within your current situation. And then in reverse, we have the divine masculine, electric, active power. And then being clarified with the air guardian in upright, shift your perspective. Summoning power in reverse, instinct, intellect, control, seer, see beyond your current situation. Okay, the message is quite clear, my Virgos. All right, so... you're being called to step up and be a source of inspiration. With the be the light here and inspiration being very heavily, like, it's interesting because this card came out in another pile and I'm looking at it completely different because in the other pile it was very reversed and murky, but here it's like the light is shining. Like you are being called to be this light. And be a source of inspiration and a source of trust to those that are around you. Because what you've heralded is growth. With the circle of eternal joy and timelessness, the dance of life, like you don't get swept up by life. You kind of, you tango with it is what I'm hearing. And that hasn't come from nothing. Like there's owls. There's owls, there's wolves. I think, is this an owl design? Oh, this is, yeah, well, it's a hawk. It's a bird. It's a boyd. It's a boyd. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a boyd. That's funny, yet I now feel called out. Thanks, Spirit Team. Oh, it's gonna get better. Tons of boyds. Actually, I think that these boyds look similar in pattern. Which I think this is a barn owl, and this is giving, like, this owl to me is like Artemis vibes, which is interesting because we have like a stag antler here, and also you have this is Delphi, who's the Oracle of Apollo. So I'm also hearing duality of like sun and moon, night and day, so that may be significant. which is ironic because you see timelessness. But I think like that's the one thing where it's like you're not being swept up by life. You're dancing along. It's kind of like, it's, I don't remember, is it the Addams Family where like they're dancing and then like they're unlocking or dodging all the traps and shit? Or is that like some other cartoon? I can't remember. I just remember like a guy and a girl or a man and a lady dancing, and like the guy will dip her and then like they'll dodge the axes and something, and that's what I'm getting. Where it's like, yeah, it might feel like everything's out to get you right now in life, but like you're growing within your situation, and you're not like, oh my god, this fucking sucks, like this is awful. Like you're just kind of like going, like you're rolling with the punches, but it's a lot more classier. You're not rolling with the punches, you're tangoing with life. I hope that makes sense. But, and that's the biggest thing that I really like want to get clear to the point, because you have the divine masculine here in reverse, which is telling me that you do not feel as powerful in the situation that you think you do. And you feel like you don't have any control, with like summoning power, control being in reverse, divine masculine being in reverse, and masculine energy is all about having control. You needed, it's interesting to get the air guardian, shift your perspective and see beyond the current situation. You are, especially with all these like birds, you need to like zero out on the situation and kind of recognize like, you know what? This might be happening, this might be happening, this might be happening, but goddamn, I got this down. Like, you deserve a pat on your back right now, Virgos. Like, y'all are slaying it. Y'all are tangoing and dodging all of it, and you're doing great. I'm honestly, my heart chakra is like, not pulsing. It's like radiating with like a little bit of like, it's radiating with pride. So you have a lot of love in your life to be grateful for, and you need to recognize that that is a superpower. And that is something you need to recognize is a superpower as well. All right. I'm curious what affirmations you'll have. There's a lot of pride here. Like, I'm not saying in a bad way. I mean, like, what I'm channeling right now, there's like a lot of... I'm being called to pull another oracle. Give me 1 second. And I will. I just want to see if there's any other affirmations that can come through. Yeah, I think the sooner you accept your situation, oneness is my true nature. I'm the dreamer of my dream. I want to talk about this a little bit. And then obstacles are detours in the right direction. I love that. I'm being called to pull out my ancestor oracle cards, and they are opening right the fuck up. And if you've ever seen me work with these cards, you know they don't like to come out. So, LMFAO, is it Gomez and Morticia do the tango with the dangers flying? The dangers! The daggers flying. If you see me, I look like Gomez. Mind your business. I used to have, I don't think it was my ex-boyfriend. It was my ex-boyfriend. One of my old boyfriends. We had, it was really cute. We had I bought like matching tanks for working out, and one was like Caramia and the other one was Mon Cher, and then like I think his was Mon Cher and mine was Caramia, or vice versa, I can't remember. It was really cute. I love the Addams Family. I always say that the Addams Family is like, it's actually interesting. I've watched a Therapist Reacts, that's like one of my favorite YouTube channels, and they say how, like, Gomez and Morticia have, like, the most healthiest marriage. So, you know, if you like them, I definitely say, you know, if you're married or if you're not, look forward to that kind of relationship. They are literally the walking embodiment of tangoing with life and, like, rolling with the punches. Because they'll be like, oh, we lost our job? All right, we'll make it work. Or they lost their house or something like that. I think it was, like, Addams Family Values. Wednesday on Netflix's top 10. My mom told me to watch that. Ooh, okay. All right. Let me read these. I'm just going to go into the reading portion of it, because... Or not. You ever say something and then you kind of, like, get a pinch? Yeah. All right, so the first one, artist. There is an unfortunate tendency, particularly in the Western culture, to negate artistic expression. Dominance of the left brain in linear thinking and the experience of being shamed by parents, families, peers, and society for pursuing creative endeavors such as drawing, painting, singing, dancing, and so on, follow us into adulthood. These early experiences can get embedded in the psyche and the body and inhibit expression. Yet the archetype of the artist ancestor exists in everyone to some degree or another. It can show up when you appreciate the natural beauty of the world or when you gaze at a work of art. It can tug at your heartstrings and your inner artist, inspiring you to pause a few moments in breathtaking awe and prompt you to take action with your submerged artistic talents. Okay. The act of manifesting artistic expression requires you to listen closely to what inspires you when you take the necessary steps to see your vision to completion. When artistic expression manifests in the physical realm, it has distinct possibility of inspiring others. The artistic ancestor that is hiding behind a cloak of fear and self-consciousness is willing to support you in this endeavor, as long as you're willing to allow them to free rein. What is it that inspires you? What blocks you from following through? What are the fears that so far have prevented you from making art? What stories do you keep telling yourself that inhibit a passionate expression of this artistic legacy? As you identify these fears, note that the best way to overcome them is to break through through taking risks and going for it. If you already consider yourself an artist, what has stopped you from moving your creative expressions further out into the world? It's time to honor those urgings, seek the support of the ancestor for taking these risks, to consistently set them oh God, I'm sorry guys. It's time to honor those urgings, to seek the support of the ancestors for taking these risks, and to consistently set aside time to act on those internal promptings. After all, what have you got to lose? We need to talk about this. When we will, once I read the other one. God. All right. Innocent. Archetypal ancestor exemplifies purity of spirit, uncontaminated by worldly ills and woes. Driven by amiable curiosity and guidelessness, the innocent is childlike in their quest to experience the world in all of its wonder and beauty. They focus on what's immediately before them, wide-eyed and willing to taste, touch, feel the flow of whatever life presents. This also amplifies a vulnerability, one that has its risks to which they are typically oblivious, yet instinctively reminded of whenever the sharp thorns of the bush are grazed. Fucking Christ. Sorry, guys. Even in the experiences of confronting the darker shadows of the world, the innocent is able to quickly recover and allow the return to a view of wonder and awe. Unscathed by temporary suffering, an infant carries this purity to a great degree. As they become enveloped and buffeted by the forces of this world, they develop adaptations that will serve their ability to survive, forcing necessary compromises to this purity in the process. When life has fully been lived into maturity, the wisdom that is gained can be a gateful for the return to innocence. Approach a troubling situation with fearlessness, openness, and vulnerability. that are the hallmarks of innocence, accompanied by the heart and wisdom resulting from simply living your life. Coming through the periods of suffering and loss that are an inherent part of life, you've learned your lessons and found your way into a profound appreciation of a greater depth and meaning of what life is all about. You have to come full circle, and now you have available to you both these qualities, operating in synergetic balance, available to be called upon as needed. Cast off the shroud of fear, open your heart, and speak your truth, and allow wisdom to be the inner elder that sits at the same table as the innocent. As you heed the messages you receive from both, you'll find that you're able to navigate through life with a much greater ease. Oh, God. I got cotton mouth just from reading. All right. First things first, creativity and purity. I am really glad these cards came out together because they go fucking hand in hand. There's a few things. I actually downloaded this a few weeks ago when I first initially quit my job. The number one beautiful thing about being an artist is also sometimes a curse. We see everything. We observe everything in different degrees. All right? Not all of us are super observant where we notice a cowboy hat in the other driver's head, but we all look at things and pay attention to things differently. And the number one thing that I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and he was telling me how there was this one person who was just like so hell-bent on telling everybody was an artist. And I'm not here to gatekeep. I'm very much an artist, and that has been a very big struggle of me to own up to, and I never even owned up to it until I was like 20. But I'm going to say this right now. I don't think everybody is an artist. I think everybody has creativity within them that they need to exercise in one way or another. A mathematician can be creative. So can a painter, a dancer, a doctor can be creative in the way that they think or the way that they heal. A therapist can be creative in the way that they plan their treatments and work with their patients. Same thing with psychiatrists and all those other things. Everybody has creativity in them. And when you deny yourself that creativity, you're denying yourself a type of purity of seeing the world in a new, different perspective. And I really think, Virgos, this is what's going to refresh your energy. I think, personally, honestly, I know that you taking a creative perspective and a good hard look at your life can be a little daunting when you feel like you don't have the time to. But there's a lot to learn when you look at life with wonder. You know, have those big eyes like a little kid. Start asking a lot of questions, you know. Start wondering. Start thinking try to take... There is always a balance. And this is something I have to open up about, where it's like, today I had a really huge download. It's actually kind of what inspired me to get the energy to do this today. I have been operating very, very protective of my energy as of late, being so afraid of being my goofy, like sometimes horny or sometimes silly self. And I've been so afraid of opening that up to other people. And I've been so afraid. And I only act like a goofball with my family because that's the only place where I felt safe enough to do so without feeling judged or, you know, and yes, maybe I need to find a place where I can feel safe to do that again. But also recognize that, like, there are different sides of yourself that people need. And you should accept every single version of yourself. Whether that you need to be wise older sibling, or you need to be that goofball that just brings up the energy, or you are that person who takes care of people. That's okay. All three of those parts of you, the maiden, the mother, the crone, is a big thing with my coven. There's only 3 of us. I'm the maiden, my one friend is the mother, and my other friend is the crone. The 3 of us together, we balance out Hecate and her energy, but every single person has those 3 stages of ourselves. We have the youth, we have the nurture, and we have the wisdom. All 3 of us, and every person has all 3 versions of themselves, and we all show up in different situations, whatever is needed in different days. So if someone's showing up and they don't seem consistent, don't judge them for that. And also don't judge yourself for that, because oneness is your true nature. Accepting radical self-acceptance for everything that you are and what you do is very important to your growth and also your creative pursuits. And I'm not sitting there saying you're not an artist. I'm just saying, like, that was just a footnote of, like, I don't think everybody's an artist. I think artistry is something that is cultivated through discipline and skills that is inspired by creativity. But I think everybody is creative. And it's whether or not you choose to have that pursuit of artistry in creating that discipline. Like, I'll tell you right now, I'm not an artist all the fucking time. But I'm always very creative. I always try to think outside the box and look at the world with a place of wonder and magic, because this place can already be ugly as is. So why not look at it with a little bit more magic? But yeah. Hi, B! I love you. I'm also really sorry. I'm going to do my really quick message, but I'm sorry if I'm not very heavily involved with chat today. I'm recovering from a concussion, which means I'm not supposed to be looking at screens, and I have a problem because I'm always on my phone. So my resolution is, well, they said nothing about being on screen. So here we are. But yeah, I'm doing all 12 zodiac signs. I'm wrapping up Virgo right now, as I went on a long-ass tangent. And I'm going on to Libra? Yeah, Libra. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. I got 4 more. But yeah. Love you too. Hope you're feeling slightly better. I am. I definitely am. I took like some naps intermittently through the day. I still had to work. So I was like working until 3, but I was like sleeping in between. So that way I was resting my eyes. And then I was like, loopholes. But I hope you're well. How are you doing? How's everything? How's everybody? How's Carly? How's mom? How's pupperts? Also, thank you guys so much for anybody who is here. I greatly appreciate you being here and just hanging out, being patient with me as I fumble and try to read. And yeah, also, if you miss your sign, ! Socials with an S. Will bring up my bio site, and if you want to catch the VOD, feel free to follow me on YouTube, because that is where it's going to be posted. And I know I fixed my YouTube link, so it should be Yukino Metaphysical on YouTube, and I will be exporting it right over to YouTube once we are done, because I didn't say anything questionable that could very well get me in trouble this time around, so I can post it. Alright, I said Libra, right? Libra, Las Vegas. Ooh, maybe that Doja Cat song might be important to somebody. Or Viva Las Vegas. I don't know if that's an actual song or if that's a ad. I'm going to be honest. Alright, Libras. My loves. Libras, my loves. What is it that you need to know, darling? Oh no, I'm hearing Pitbull. Isn't Pitbull Libra? I have no idea. Pitbull gives me a combination of Leo, Libra, and Scorpio. A little bit. Because I feel like he could be a little spicy like Scorpio. That's just my biased opinion, I guess. What do Libras need to know? What do Leos need to know? Duality, we'd love to see it. Interesting. Alright, what else do Libras need to know? every sign has been a little different in card combination, so I'm interested to see how things come out. I'm also being told to grab some tarot, so this will be the first reading that does, I guess. He's a Capricorn, totally off. I'm kind of glad that I'm off, though, because if I was accurate, I'd be very, very scared and be like, maybe I should dip into horoscope prediction. Capricorn. I mean, I guess. What happens when you combined water, air, fire? You're missing Earth. So he's the Avatar. I'm just kidding. Maybe. Alright. What was this shitty ass shuffle? This is even gonna be worse because this is so uneven. Okay, Libra. Alright, let's see. Can you still see the Libra-ness? A little bit. Alright. I need some more space. Because Libras just needed... Oh, fuck, man. Alright. I know what this is about. I don't know what the hell we're doing here with layout, guys. I'm just trying my best. Oh, we could do... Alright, hold on. Maybe not all is lost. Ha 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 ha! Alright, sort of. Okay. So these two came out. You have see or see beyond the current situation. Winter in reverse. Take care of your needs. Sacred gratitude, reverent appreciation, prayer. In reverse, opening, heart, deep connections, water blessing. And then soul radiance, Phoenix rising. This reminds me very much of the death card. It also reminds me of Iris and Osiris. And how Iris brought Osiris back to life. Sort of. No, well, Iris took Osiris's parts. Or I'm getting... Where's it, Horus? Gods. Ah! Isis. Oh my god. I'm saying all the wrong ones. Isis. When Isis's son got destroyed, she took all of his body parts and pieces, brought them to the god of death, Anubis, to get him put back together again. It's a very, very beautiful Humpty Dumpty story. I mean, no disrespect. I'm suffering right now because I'm very, very mad that I kept saying Isis and not Iris. I mean Iris, not Isis. Good lord. I wouldn't have thought of him as Cap either. He def gives off Scorpio vibes. Yay! Socials. Oh, hey, there you go. He definitely gives off Scorpio vibes. That's what I'm saying. Scorpio or Leo, only because he, keeps saying darling. You know, how he does. I'm struggle bussing. I'm so sorry, Libra. It's okay. The next... I was gonna say the next two, but there's 3 more. God save us. Alright. See beyond your current situation. Alright, Libra. Now that I'm done with my giggles and I get them out of my system, there's a lot of difficulty in perspective. Yeah, with the 7 of Swords here, 7 of Swords is always all about deception and fooling others, but, and it's not in reverse, but it's in the back of the deck. You have been trying to start something new, but what's been holding you back has been the way that you're kind of like carrying a lot of old baggage that doesn't need to be carried, to the point where it's literally been putting yourself into like a mental fucking ruin. And granted, you are getting out of it. Like, the number one thing that I want to claim is that with this progression here, you've got the Ace of Wands, where there's like a new beginning, a spark, a flame, a big ass flame apparently. And with like you got here, like you are getting there. You're seeing beyond your current situation. You are working through it, and you are doing so great, and you are doing your goddamn best. And honestly, like, I would really love to give you a hug right now. I'm gonna give you like a spirit hug, or like you're just gonna get a hug. Doesn't even have to be spiritual. You can just get a hug because you need one. And my candle is going nuts. It's literally burning my selenite. Like, that's how fucking bright this thing is fucking burning. Like, I'm gonna move this away from my other tarot cards. I didn't think selenite was flammable, but now we know. For next time. Also, real quick, I'm not trying to, like, out anybody, but, like, B is actually the reason why I have the selenite tower candle holder. Not any shade or anything about it being on fire, at all. This is just an amazing, beautiful piece that came with one of her witch boxes. You should check her out. She's an amazing business owner, and she owns Magic Macabre Co. I don't think I have any limitations on links, so if you are still here and want to drop your link to your shop, I highly recommend her. She's amazing. She has beautiful goods. She has great boxes. I think she still does them quarterly. They're always worth it. There's also a Yule one, I think. It's like an advent calendar Yule kind of box. It's really cute, and they come in these little boxes, and they're just so cute, and I love them so much. Anyways, but yeah, shout out to her and her store. I love all of her things. A lot of the things actually that I have are either from her or for Solutions of Daily Living, which is just my metaphysical store that I have a problem with. Not a bad problem, just like I walk in there and I walk out with Oracle and Tarot decks every single time, which you guys benefit from, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, I digress. Okay. So you've started this endeavor about trying to see beyond your current situation, and you have been trekking, and you have been kind of fooling yourself a little bit too, but you're getting through it. But you're not getting out of this unscathed, sadly. You are going to still carry a lot of wounds that you have on you, and you really haven't been taking care of your needs because of this. And what I think number one thing, Libra, is that Spirit's just asking you to do is just like, before you keep moving forward in whatever this situation is, I'm feeling very anxious. So like, whatever this situation has been causing you anxiety, like, take a pause before you move forward. Cast Cure Wounds. I don't know why that's coming up, but cast Cure Wounds and really heal yourself a little bit. Take a few breathers. Whatever the situation is, it's not going anywhere. Like, not in a bad way, just like you are allowed to take a moment of pause before you keep moving forward. Because you're having a rough time because you've been through so much shit, appreciating how far you've come. And it's really closed out your heart a lot in this situation. And that's, like, you can't keep moving forward, and you can't do this rebirth in this situation and rejuvenate this situation, whatever the context of the situation is, without it. Like, you need to allow yourself, this opening heart needs to be upright, but because you've been through so much shit, like, you're having a really hard time allowing that to happen. What will help, though, is the sacred gratitude, is the reverent appreciation, prayer. Please understand, when we say prayer here on this channel, prayer can be anything. It is not tied to a religion. It is a string of words that you say to a higher power, or even if you don't believe in a higher power, your higher self, just to state out your intentions, to ask for help. A prayer can be anything. It is not something that needs to be predetermined. You can literally just, get on your hands and knees, or if you can't even do that, just sit in your bed and just go, you know what, I'm really grateful for the life that I live now, but I need some guidance, I need some wisdom, I need some help, please help me. Like, those are prayers. Don't let anything deter you. And even if you believe in the predetermined stuff, that's fine too. The power of prayer is real because it comes from a belief, not because of a set in stone thingamajig, okay? So don't be afraid of prayer. And don't be afraid to ask what you want. But you need to get clear on it. And you need to stop deceiving yourself and others. Because, like, I see this Two of Cups here. And Two of Cups is always about love, but and of course the Tower card is there. But I also feel like this is a unity into yourself, and whether or not this is, whether or not this is to somebody else, but also you have the Seven of Pentacles here in reverse. So I feel like there's just a call to recognize how far you've come. And you stop fooling yourself into saying that, no, I haven't been through anything. Bullshit. Start being grateful. Start being grateful of all the work you've done and how much you've been through. And yes, I'm not sitting there saying, oh, like, if someone has abused you, like, be grateful for the abuse or the trauma. No. You are allowed to be angry. You're allowed to feel all your feelings. I'm just saying that whatever lessons you learned, those are things to be grateful for. Oh, there it is. So B linked her shop in the store. So please go check her out. I love her very much. And she's amazing. And also follow her on TikTok because she does like these weekly wheel spins and they're so cute and I love them. And you get to learn about different deities, and maybe you won't botch fucking stories like I do if you watch them. Oh god, I'm a mess. Alright, Libra, that was your reading. I will pull a bibliomancy. I also kind of gave up on the folklores. Maybe I'll bring them back. Scorpios love some drama, so maybe we'll... You have a concussion, you get a pass today. Just today, though. Alright, so for Libras, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And if we did all the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. I don't think I need to say anymore. Those are your messages, my loves. All right. Bear with me one moment. Frankie said, so basically Libras just need to recite the poem Invictus. Yeah. Probably. If only Mel was in here. Oh, is Mel a Libra? Well, she can catch the VOD. Link it to her, Frankie. Alright, I'm done. I'm not actually done. Alright, so, what I say next? Scorpio? Scorpio! I'm not saying this because I don't love doing these readings and doing all of these readings, but I'm really glad that I'm almost done. Because I'm going to get food and then I don't know what else. I know I'm supposed to stay off screen, but like the battle pass for Fortnite's gonna be done in 2 days. Oh, maybe, you know what I'll do? I'll rest all day tomorrow. And I'll rest tonight. And tomorrow, I'm going to play video games for a little bit. And then on Saturday, rest a lot, play a little bit of video games on Saturday night. So I'm not too much screen time. 1, she's a Libra. 2, she's in the same sorority as Karina, and the poem Invictus is popular in Greek culture. I'm going to be honest, I probably should have known that, but play with us tomorrow night on Chris's stream. If there's room. If there's room. I don't like taking away from people. Or if he streams, because I think he's going to that convention with the guys. I'm not too sure, to be perfectly honest. Alright, Scorpios, my problem children, and I say that with love because I'm also a Scorpio. What do our dumpster fire selves need to hear today? Blaming the concussion again. I think that this is a good alternative. I haven't been looking at a screen that much. I am hungry, though, that I will say. I want to get Wawa, but I'm not supposed to be driving, which hasn't stopped me. God, I took after my mom's bad habit of not listening to doctors. Here's the thing. How else am I gonna get food? I can't get it delivered. I've got like $8. Anywho, that's a personal problem. What do Scorpios need to hear today? Oh, do Scorpios need to hear today? God, I hate to call it already. Is there a concussion protocol for metaphysical healers? There's one for football players. What are football players' concussion? Well, I guess that makes sense because they like constantly get concussed, right? Is concussed the word? Ooh, I've never seen this card before. And it's interesting because I have a very scary memory. 1, 2. When I bond with decks, I go through every single card and try to connect with them, and I don't remember these 2 cards. I remember this one. So it's interesting that these are coming out. It's just the things you notice, you know? Yes, it is. Is there a concussion protocol? Yes, it is. I mean, probably. Here's the thing. Well, so metaphysical is combining a not systemic. God. It's gonna be like the whole conformist thing that I said last week. And I can't remember because I was so goddamn high. Ew, I just spit on my card. That's gross. Well, water sign, what can you do? We're visceral and liquid. Probably bed rest and stop looking at screens like everybody else. Protocol. Probably I should be sleeping a lot. Because here's the thing, like, metaphysically, when I do healing, here's the thing, too, like, was it smart of me to walk into the ER without my runes being drawn on completely? No. What I did do, though, was every time I felt my energy waving in the ER, I redrew my shields in my head. What I didn't do smart, though, was the people who are really, really, really poorly in pain. I was, like, trying to do some... I know it was non-consensual, but, like, it was more like I was praying for them to get in sooner, even though, like, I was in pain. Like, I was like, I'll be okay, but I really want these people to get seen as soon as possible. So I was, like, praying for them. And, like, hoping that, they would be seen. And then I did send some energy over. I was, like, because this one lady was, like, she couldn't sit down. Like, she was, like, on the verge of, like, she just looked like she was going to pass out. So, and obviously, like, you have people coming in the ambulance. I get that there's, like, an obvious order. So I was, like, while I sat there and waited for 7 hours, I wasn't upset. I was just, like, I'm glad that the people who got in, who needed to get in, got seen before me because, like, you know, those people needed, like, people needed the attention. Did I still go up to the window and go, hey, how many people are in front of me because it's been 7 hours? Yes, I did. Of course I did. But probably shouldn't have done that because that's also very draining of my energy. What can I say? I care about people. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes. All right. Interesting. I'm being called to pull one more. Yeah, I was curious why this, I mean, I get all of them are in reverse, but I was curious why this one came out in reverse specifically. Oh, excuse me. Hey, burping is good. Means it's a sign of channeling and releasing negative energy. Whoop whoop. So we've got, for our Scorpios, we have brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, and personal power. We have the Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, grace. We have the River of Blessings, releasing constraints in reverse. We have Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace in reverse. We have Winter, take care of your needs in reverse. And we have Guardian Angel, you are not alone in reverse. And then the High Priestess, harness mystic power in reverse. Excuse me. All right. Okay. You constantly seeking out chaos and believing that you are not allowed to have peace is what's blocking you from your personal power. It's like you know what's going to bring you peace and then you run in the opposite direction. And you're like, oh shit, this is making me happy. Can't have that. I'm a dip. Or this is too good to be true. Into what I lovingly say, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but fix your shit. With the Divine Mother here, nurturing, compassionate, and grace. And then underneath we have Winter, take care of your needs. It's so ironic because you're being called to be nurturing, but you're not taking care of yourself. And you have this Divine Mother, this divine guidance and radiance with them. I know it's supposed to be the sun, but it looks like the moon. And this grace, taking care of yourself and giving yourself grace is nothing to sneeze at. I saw this one TikTok today where it was like, healing is a full-time job. Nurturing yourself, compassionating yourself, parenting yourself. If people don't understand how much you're healing and how much you're doing, I see you. I see you, and I recognize that you taking care of yourself, along with all the other things that you are doing, is fucking boss. And you and nobody is allowed to take that away from you, including yourself. And you not taking care of yourself is blocking a lot of things. It's blocking these blessings. Look at this, the River of Blessing, releasing constraints, releasing these beliefs that you can't have this peace and love and all these wonderful things, and you're constantly looking for the other shoe to drop. Why? Like, you are not alone. You have this guardian angel, but you're blocking the blessings. You're blocking your own divine guidance. And honestly, you're not harnessing your power right now. And I can feel that. I can feel there's this level of shame because you know you're not taking good care of yourself. And you're burning out. You see this? You see this? You see this? This is hot. You see this? This is burnt out. That's what you are right now. Ow, it's hot. Being burnt out isn't sexy. Just because you were on fire and you got put out doesn't mean you're still hot. I don't know. This is very unsatisfying because it's like you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're not taking care of yourself. This is really, I really hate how much of I just had a huge fucking realization because I'm sitting here doing readings as a Scorpio rising, not taking care of myself after being diagnosed with a concussion. I don't appreciate the call out spirit, but I also know that other people need to hear this too, so that is why I'm on here. But I'm not burnt out. Are we on the brink? Possibly. Am I going to do this tomorrow? Fuck no. So this is very heartbreaking to see. You like, I'm getting some tarot. The sheer irritation that I have in my soul being right now for Virgos, fucking Scorpios. Guys, we know better than this. We know better than this. Why are we doing this? God. Why is every fucking Scorpio reading the same every week, every time? It's guys, why are we doing this? Listen. It's interesting because with love and light, Cancers and Pisces, right? Hold on. Before not to say Scorpios aren't special. Clipping the Virgo hate. Shut up, Frankie. Do you see, like, other than the fact that it's poorly fucking drawn, but honestly, if I just copied that side, would have been sexy ass Pisces signs. Anyways, 69, nice. Even though that's 96, is it? Oh, God. Oh, this is 60. I'm a 5-year-old. It's the concussion. That's what I'm going with. Oh my God, the Cancer one came out so pretty. All right. God, it's like it's my sun sign or something. Okay, I'm done. But do you see how there's a duality within these signs? And then you have the duality of the Scorpio is that you have 2 humps. And it's such a misbalance of the design of the sign, which, you know, we'll get into another day. But there, it's like, if you were to look at the trajectory of your sign, right? With Scorpio, it's like, you know, you have your highs and you have your lows, and you have your highs and you have your lows, and then you have your highs, and sometimes you have your really low ass fucking lows, but you're always gonna go up. And I know, like, maybe I'm putting too much meaning into this, but I think that this is a message that you really, 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 really need to hear. You don't need to force yourself to go down to go up. You don't need to put yourself through hell. You don't need to make yourself a fucking martyr of your situation to have good things happen. Because you're robbing yourself of your power when you consistently play small. And that's not something fair to you. It's not something fair to your community. It's not something fair to spirit, but especially fucking you. All right, you do not constantly have to hit the lows to feel the highs. I'm hearing, please be very careful if you watch this musical, if you have mental health issues. It's a very beautiful musical. It's called Next to Normal. And the song I'm thinking of is I Miss the Mountains. It's like, I miss the mountains, I miss the crazy heights, all the flying, all the falling, all the wild wind blows, sleeping you with something. It was like, I miss the mountains, I miss the pain, where it's like, And it's talking about how, like, the mountains make you crazy. And then she's talking about her, like, numbness is, like, here it's safe and sound. My mind is somewhere crazy. My feet are on the ground or something like that. So, like, I'm encouraging my Scorpios to not constantly seek out burnout to then hope for a rejuvenation. You don't need to keep... I know we're the death card in the tarot of, like, transformation and shit. You don't need to keep trying to kill yourself to get that growth, recognize it, and celebrate it. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are perfect just the way you are right now. You are worthy of those things right now. You don't need to go through hell and fucking back. You're a beautiful human that is deserving of grace and love now, not after you rise from the ashes. If you are a pile of ash right now, you are still a cute fucking pile of ash. They have soot spirits for a reason. Go watch some Studio fucking Ghibli movies and feel better. God damn it. Love you guys. Anyways, see, I'm telling you, every time one of my signs come up, I'm just like, fuck you guys, but also fuck me. All right. Yeah, alright. I'm going to calcifer my guy. He's my guy too. And here's another curse. May all your bacon burn. Earth signs. Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm going to do some bibliomance. I'm going to pull the... I love how it was like my Scorpios love drama, so we're going to go get them a story. I'm curious if a specific story is going to come out. Alright, so the first one is... I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. And if we did all the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. Okay, so another sign got that. And there's a specific one that keeps popping out, and I want to grab it because I think that's for you guys. There it is. To be the champ, you have to believe in yourself when nobody else will. If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. Ooh, I kind of like that one. There you go. Clipping. Go ahead. Clip the earth sign hate. Then no earth sign will ever watch my readings. They'll be like, this bitch hates earth signs. Joke's on you. They've literally been probably the only signs I've dated. I think. All right. Since I've been yelling at all my personal signs, I'll read this one out. I can't say the title. So that is the title. That is the folklore. So you love us in a toxic way? Probably. I'm trying to think. Were they all earth signs? I've dated a Taurus. My latest one was Taurus, then a Virgo, then a Taurus, and then an Aquarius? Or a Pisces? He was either an Aquarius or a Pisces. Alright. Bodhisvat, I can't say the name. I'm so sorry, and I do not want to butcher it. Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisvata of compassion, felt compelled to liberate all creatures from suffering. Able to manifest as many different genders, ages, shapes, Avalokiteshvara looked out upon all the beings in the universe and saw how many of them were embroiled in their sufferings by their attachments and delusions. Being chained to their egos trapped them in the cycle of death and rebirth. Guys, I can't make this shit up. I literally was like, I was gonna pull this page, or not, it wasn't even this page, I don't even remember what page. My hands landed on that page, but then this like page just like opened up, and I'm like, oh, okay, alright, I guess you're it. Now we know why. Being chained to their egos trapped them in a cycle of death and rebirth, and the creatures of the universe were unable to achieve enlightenment. The Bodhisattva was filled with sorrow and tears flowing from their eyes, asked the many Buddhas, those who had achieved enlightenment and escaped the perpetual cycle of death and rebirth, to advise them on how to aid the beings who suffered. The Buddhas told the Avalokiteshvara that if they wished to help all the creatures in the universe, they must be motivated by kindness, love, and compassion, and must never give up or grow tired of the work. Avalokiteshvara vowed to use compassion to liberate every being in the universe. They used their powers to manifest into the forms needed to aid each individual, including minor kings, generals, monks, beggars, wives, young maidens, children, animals, dragons, monsters, and more. Avalokiteshvara worked tirelessly and helped many people escape from suffering, but when the Bodhisattva looked around, they realized the number of beings suffering had not diminished at all, for the number of creatures was infinite. With that, their head broke into 11 heads, and 10 with benevolent faces and 1 with a wrathful face. Because I lost my place. Because sometimes tough love is needed. To better spread the message of enlightenment, then their arms broke into 1,000 arms, which each eye in the palm, to better see to do the work needed to spread enlightenment. Note, Avalokiteshvara were the most popular and famous of the Bodhisattvas. This is believed that everyone has been touched by them at some point in their life. That was a struggle to read. But here you go. All right, Scorpios, you got spoiled, unlike the other water signs. I think you're really being called to come from a place of love for yourself. Like, we can focus on the negatives and you can crave out the lows all you want, but why? You don't need to be chained by your ego anymore. Like, you've grown a lot. All right, there's my Scorpios. All right, next. Almost last. Certainly not least. Certainly not anything else other than what is. Sag. I don't know what direction it's supposed to point in. I think it's this direction. Sagittarius. Almost done. I have one more sign, and then I'm gonna go get food. All right. Also, thank you guys all so much who have popped in, who have stopped by, who have been here. I really appreciate you guys just popping on the stream. If you guys came in and said hi, I appreciate you as well. Thank you to all my new followers. I really, 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 really am so grateful for you guys. I am doing my best to stream every other Thursday, doing the 12 zodiac signs. I'm doing messages, mainly because I don't have a lot of energy on a consistent basis to be streaming as much as I used to. Plus internet bandwidth, but that's another thing. I digress. I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's been here, bearing with me. I know I've mentioned my situation. I'm trying to get comfortable about being open about my situations. I actually was texting one of my friends this morning where I was like, I'm not trying to vie for attention. And she's just like, you were in the ER. I'm like, yeah, but still. You know, like, I also was like bitching, moaning, and groaning on social media because I couldn't get a hold of my parents to bring me a damn charger or to, you know, be concerned. But I digress. Blessings all to those who reached out to me. I love you guys very, very much. I'm very grateful for everybody who's in my life. I'm very grateful for the situation that I'm in. I'm grateful for my job and for being able to be here with you guys as well. And my puppy, who is dead to the world. Not quite literally. I'm going to knock on some wood there. But yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you again for being here. If you're new here, my name is Yuki. I'm a witch practitioner, a metaphysical healer, and a tarot reader here on Twitch. And if you're watching the VOD for your sign, I on YouTube. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for being here. I'm not usually this kooky. That's a lie. I really am. I have no excuses. It's just my baseline personality. I'm an actual goofball, despite what people think. I was actually interesting. I guess this is a side rant, but I was like really reflecting a lot about this persona that I've built over the past few years because I've had to protect myself because I've been in some really crappy situations. And I recognized like when this was built and, you know, like this persona, and I sat there and like I was talking to my therapist about it and I was like, do I have DID? And she was like, no, you're conscious. I got really excited. I was like, am I Moon Knight? I'm not making fun of people with DID. Please understand that it was all out of respect and love. It's just that I built this persona to protect myself. And I used to always introduce myself and go, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm an asshole. And so that way I could set the bar low. So that way if I was being a bitch, at least I introduced myself properly. And then I recognized I really don't need to do that. I am a lovable goofball who's sometimes hyperactive when she has enough energy. And why can't... Guys, I think I mixed my decks. I did. Okay. Well, that one's staying out there for now, because who knows, that it was probably whatever. But I am going to fix this real quick. As we all know, I love to gab, so y'all can just enjoy my Gabby McGabness as I fix this. There we go. Aw, I love you too, B. Thank you. But yeah, I'm a goofball. And yes, I can be a mega bitch, don't get me fucking wrong, but, you know, if you stick a bowl with a hot poke several fucking times, it's gonna get mad. Like, hello. To expect a saint to continuously be saintly after constantly punching them in the face is, you know, at that point you're being a martyr and an idiot, because at some point you should probably move out the fucking way. I digress. Nothing wrong with saints. We're all Saint Seiya's here. God, I have a lot of hot takes in my lifetime. Oh no, we're gonna leave this here. Yes, I have a lot of hot takes, and I am a hot take. I don't know. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. What are some things that you need to know? Also, I'm gonna try to be more myself. I'm loud. I love to sing. I make songs out of random shit that people say. Those are very real parts of me that I need to protect and project a little bit more, because the world is already miserable enough. And I'm tired of it. So, that being said, I'm going to do better. I also took too many cards. Well, I mean, there's no such thing, I guess. Alright, Sag. Every time I say Sag, I keep thinking about that S-A-D-G-E, like, meme. 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 Okay. Maybe watch The Mandalorian. I don't know why that's coming through. Bum ba-da-dum, 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 bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Alright, I'm not taking all of those, Spirit. I'm taking all of them. There we go. Interesting. Ooh, Sagittarius. With some heart work that... Ooh. Okay. Sag, my darling. You're being called to connect with your okay, so you have this is very straightforward. I love it. I love fire signs. Fire signs are just like, love it. Mwah. Maybe I need to date a fire sign. Maybe that's the problem. I've been so used to trudging in the mud. Maybe I just need a little fire for my fucking water tornado of a chart. Anyways, a knight, be brave and honest. Water guardian, connect with your emotions. We have the star ancestor in reverse, follow the voice of your soul. And I have the eagle here, see from a higher perspective, in reverse as well. We have upright, the sage, be devoted and committed. We have the wise one, upright, grow within your current situation. And then we have brilliant beliefs, luminous life force and personal power, upright. And clarity, we have planning, releasing illusion, in reverse. A lot of beads. Can tell that this is a running theme. Okay. All right, Sag. So, you're being called to be honest about your emotions. Be brave and be honest about how you really feel. She is so pretty. Can we take a pin real quick? I'm such a water sign. Let's focus on the water. You have this water guardian here. Connect with your emotions. Look how pretty she is. She's so pretty. All right. Yeah. Honestly, like, and water is always inferent about your subconscious emotions and the things that we really don't see on the surface. So pay attention to your dreams. If you are feeling a little bit like, Yuki, I know what the fuck you're talking about. Pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams will tell you a lot. With the star ancestors, follow your voice of your soul, and the eagle, see from a higher perspective. I can tell that you are not listening to your soul. Otherwise, these cards wouldn't be here. And if you're having a hard time, you have a tendency to constantly look at other people's perspective and try to take the higher perspective. Honestly, seeing this in reverse, I'm kind of like, these two eagles are both in reverse. I think it's time to like get clear on what you want and kind of dive for it and just go for it. And I think that's why you're being called to be honest. So like, if there's a situation where like things aren't really clear, I think it's time for you to step in and listen to what you want and go for it, because you're not honoring your soul. And the more and more that you ignore your soul, the harder it is going to be to connect to it. And I think that's something that you really need to do for yourself. All right? You got this. Connect to yourself. Express yourself. Yo, Madonna's coming in tonight, guys. Express yourself. Hey, 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 hey. If you want it right now, baby, show you how. Near that. Okay. All right. You're done. You got the song. It's Express Yourself by Madonna. Look it up. All right. The sage, be devoted and committed. And then you have the wise one, grow within your current situation. So, with the sage here, and then with the wise one, it's interesting because like, she is serving me a balanced divine masculine feminine with like, she's the divine feminine with some masculinity. And then this is a divine masculine with some femininity. Like, you see how like soft he is despite him being a man, and you see how like not rigid but like defined she is even though she's a woman. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody has masculine and feminine inside of themselves. And granted, I'm saying like I said because I'm assuming everybody has been here from the beginning, because obviously why wouldn't you be? That was a joke. Excuse me. Whatever the situation is, be devoted to it. I honestly, Sag, I don't know what your situation is, but what you're being called to right now is whatever your situation is and whatever's on your mind while you're getting this reading and what you're thinking about. Be honest with your emotions. Communicate. Honestly, be brave and honest to your emotions to yourself. Get clear on what you want and go for it. And then stay committed to it. Because here's the thing, I say this with love and light, fire signs, but you guys have a tendency of, like if the spark fizzles, you're like, I okay, I'm gonna go over there. You're being called that if you're going to take this dive and you're going to be honest and you're going to be true to yourself and you're going to really hone in on this, you need to be committed onto it. You need to be committed in this current situation. So if this is something that you're choosing to do and choosing to follow through, stay committed to it. And lastly, when it comes to your brilliant beliefs, you are not fucking clear. You are not clear. You have no idea what you're doing. And it's very obvious you indecisive. And you're not you're constantly always like taking a higher perspective and observing everything. But right now you're being called to like get clear on what your beliefs are and go for them. But you need to get clear on them. I think like this is the big thing. Honestly, I kind of want to move these here. Yeah, fuck it. Right? Get clear on what your beliefs are. Values have been a very big topic for for the collective reading in general. What is your values? What are the things that you value? Ask yourself why and get clear on it. Be honest about your communication to yourself, and then whatever it is that you want, whatever the desired situation is, go for it. Start honoring your soul by going after the things that you want and be devoted to it. And you'll find success. I mean, you'll succeed at anything. It's just whether or not you go and try. So what are some affirmations that Sag can receive to help them on this journey? Oh, I'm also getting one step at a time, one hope, then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, off to find my future, things my heart still need to know. Okay, we're done. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. I'm sorry, I'm very off pitch because I'm a little nasally, okay? Don't judge me. Oh my god, Anastasia is such a good movie. Where can you watch that now? You can't watch it on Disney, can you? Because isn't Fox owned by Disney now? Ooh. I haven't seen that card. All right, you got 4. 4. Ooh, 4 might be important. 4 might be important. The number 4, if I'm not mistaken, it's not conflict. I can't remember what 4 is. 4 is... I think 4 is... No, don't quote me. I'm not going to say something that I'm not too entirely sure of. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Okay. I'm loving the energy of the universe, and the universe works fast when I'm having fun. I'm also being called to grab another oracle. Everybody's getting spoiled tonight. I'm pretty sure it's on Disney Plus. Yes. Oh, cool. I might watch that tomorrow. And by watch, I mean listen, because I'm not supposed to be watching. Screams. Is this like... I'm literally sitting there going, like, the concussion is, like, the most worst time to, like... You know what I've learned? I just have to be mindful of my corners. Which is really funny, because I have one friend where whenever we play video games, he's always like, check your coiners. And now I'm just like... Damn, I wish I did. Because if I did, I wouldn't end up with a concussion. But then again, you guys wouldn't have gotten this reading until 7 o'clock at night, and I'm honestly not trying to bother my roommates at 2 o'clock in the morning. Wrapping up my 5-hour readings. Okay. Sorry, there was just a lot that wanted to come out, so I was like, let me just grab the ones that are, like, calling to me. I'm not sorry, actually. You're just going to have to deal with it because y'all wanted 4. So we've got beauty, we have patience, we have letting go, and we have wolf spirit. Balto might also be really important. For some reason, these two together are like giving me Balto vibes. There's a beauty in being patient of letting go. I know I'm not trying to, I'm just I'm just saying, there's a beauty in being patient and letting go of things. I understand that. But the one thing that you need to understand as a fire sign is that dedication. And I think that's the reason why the family card is the last one that popped out. Because at first I was like, why the fuck is that out? But now if you think about it, family is about being dedicated. And it's about, in a healthy sense, dedication of sticking close. And I think that this is something that you have to recognize. I'm also hearing like, Sagittarius, is this a love reading? Sorry. I'm not trying to be. Sorry. I'm actually going to apologize for that because that came off a little judgmental. That is not my intention. You have a very unique and beautiful way of seeing the world. And I can tell that. And I think you have to continue to see the beauty that's in front of you. Wow, you guys are getting a lot of downloads. I'm hearing beauty from Starships. Star Kid, the musical Starships, and like beauty, beauty everywhere. It's appreciating things that other people would find disgusting. So I think that there's a call in a clarity to see the beautiful things in your life. And to give yourself patience to being honest and true with your emotions. And I think that number one thing is like letting go of this idea that you have to see the entire picture. Be a little selfish and dedicate to the one thing that you want and go for it. Because then I feel like you can be dedicated because it's going to be fun. I'm hearing marriage. It's a marriage of something. I don't know if maybe this is like a marriage of passions or, you know, there's someone that you want to marry. But like there's a sense of dedication here that like you remaining dedicated is going to be a beautiful thing for you. All right, channel messages, and then that's it for Sagittarius. Y'all got a shit ton. Trust your damn intuition, please. Things are in motion that you are unable to see. I'm gonna be honest with you. I made these cards. I don't remember making that one. Cool. Yeah. I do think, because before I start caps, and I'm gonna start putting away these cards and hopefully put everybody in the correct pile. My next stream I will be after work. So it won't be next Thursday. It'll be the following Thursday. And I'm going to try to start earlier, probably around 6 o'clock. So that way I wrap up around 10. Just because I really enjoy my roommates. I love them very much. And I just want to make sure that like I'm not going until like 2 o'clock in the morning. One night I did and I felt terrible about it. So like I just want to be respectful. Oh, and also let it flow. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things here at play, Sag, that you just need to do your stuff on your end and then just trust that everything's going to fall into place. Like, if you really want, like, here's the thing. Let's say, for example, you wanted something, right? And the first time, like, it came, like, you got an opportunity and you were like, nah, fuck that. Don't beat yourself up. 1, 2, just recognize that like if things are meant for you, even if you pushed it away initially, things that are meant for you are never going to pass you by. So just have faith in that. But you should also get clear so that way when it does come back around, you're not sitting there going like, oh, I don't know. Because you do know. You just need to sort your shit out. All right, so Capricorn is the last one. Oh, shit, okay. Well, Capricorn, you got... Interesting. Okay. That's a very, very clear... Holy shit. Okay. So threes are important. I'm not, well, if there's a 3 here, 31 would be 4 technically. 8, if you cut it in half, it's a 3. I'm not even trying to wrap this up quickly, I promise. I just, this is very... Capricorn, I know you don't want to hear this anymore about love, but you are being guided to have a little more tenderness, true love, and compassion, guide, illuminated path, twin flame, soul partner, eternal connection, hostilities, conflict, unrest, and then divine masculine, electric, active power in reverse, and then have telepathy, transmission, perception, communication upright, and then hostilities is in reverse. I get that you are getting very, very frustrated because I'm feeling it. But I know that there's like this little spark of hope in you about your twin flame or soul connection. You do recognize that this is true love and that there's some compassion. You are being guided. Please understand that. And please recognize that. And it does seem that you guys are getting out of any type of conflicts that might be preventing your union. Excuse me. I'm burping a lot, so I'm hoping that means that, like, you are also learning to release negativity. And I understand that can be very frustrating to hear, and I get it. But just know that this unrest, like, things are starting to fall into place for your union. What you do have control over, though, and if you want to communicate with your partner, you can probably do it in the 5D, with the divine masculine in reverse. I'm sorry, you do not have control. With this being in reverse, you don't have control of how much you two communicate in the 5D, but you are doing it. So just recognize that, and whenever you do get that connection and whenever you do feel that, just give a little bit of thanks for it and don't try to look too much into it. You are being guided, but that does not mean you fall into it. Like, you have a tendency to fall into love. This time it's not falling, honey. You're not falling. This is something that's growing over time. Tenderly. Okay. I'm being called. I'm gonna grab my love channel messages. These are gonna be things that your person wants to say to you. Ooh, my heart is hurting. Okay. I know that you guys have been through some hurt, and I don't know if you two inflicted it onto each other, or, like, this conflict was created by the people around you, by, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, your person's having a hard time talking. Okay. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. This is a little hard to shuffle also because I need them myself. All right. So these are the things that I love when that card comes out. These are the things that your person wants to say to you. Please don't take these in any direction because my dumbass just was like, beep, 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 beep. I'm going to get other channel messages. These are just general channel messages, typically from Spirit, but I'm tapping in a little bit to your person. I'm not trying to be intrusive. I just want to see if they have anything else to say. Does Capricorn's Spirit team have anything to say? Okay. I'm curious if this is also 5. Alright, 5 might be important for y'all. Or 8. Okay. So, Let go of your worries about the connection. That's what your person wants you to know. Please be patient with me. Stop seeking external answers. So if you're constantly checking on TikTok, I want you more than anyone else. I'm just a little too not over you. Okay, yeah, so if you two hurt each other, please do some work. I'm not trying to encourage bad connections. I don't, honestly, okay, so here's the thing. If, long time ago, I did a pick-a-pile reading. I actually had to take it down because of other reasons, but, I had a huge rant because I was very frustrated myself because I have a soul connection that I'm very well aware of, and I have no idea if my other person is aware of it, but it is a very frustrating connection because we do not communicate, and it's some days god awful and other days have saved me from very dark places. But what I will say is that regardless of a connection, if they are not treating you properly as a baseline, I don't give a fuck what kind of connection it is. You deserve to be treated with love, respect, and communication, and being appreciated the way that you want to be appreciated. And if they are not doing that and they are hurting you, or if they're abusive, I don't care if they're your fucking soulmate. You deserve love, respect, and are worthy of all of those things, and you're more than enough worthy of that now, regardless of how it feels. End rant. Anywho, so I'm just a little too not over you. So if you guys had a separation, they're thinking about you, you are on their mind, but let go of your worries and please be patient with them. My heart hurts, man. Like your person's hurting. Let me tell you, they're hurting. They want you more than anyone else. My heart hurts. Guys, I'm not kidding. Like I feel like someone's like pushing my boob, as you can see my tiny boob just on screen corner. Here's what your guides have to say. You are my sunshine. Trust yourself. Listen to your intuition. Stop seeking eternal answers. Make love a regular part of your narrative for yourself. I'm not sitting there saying going out and have sex all you want. If you want to do that and that's how you interpret that, go for it. Take a break. And you are more powerful than you believe yourself to be. Okay. Capricorn, there's probably not a lot of Capricorns on here because, let's just be real. You are a very powerful person. The fact that you are able to attract and have interaction with your twin flame or soul connection in this lifetime means you have a very powerful soul. It means you are a strong person. You've gone through shit. Listen. I get it. Sometimes you want to know how they're feeling. Sometimes you want to know what they're thinking. Sometimes you want to know that you're ruining the mystery of the connection. And honestly, in doing so, you're hurting yourself. And I think you hurt your person a little bit too, because it's kind of like you don't trust them to come back. Let me tell you something right now. If something is meant for you, it will not pass you by. Okay? Your guides, higher power, whatever you want to believe in, love you far too much to make this all for naught. Okay? I'm not sitting there saying that you should, suffer. Please don't take it that way. But what I'm saying is if you really truly have faith in this connection and they really haven't hurt you to the extent where it's concerning, or to a point where, you guys can't repair it, then trust. I am not, please understand that. Trust me, I feel like you guys understand because I definitely went through a rant about it, but trust yourself. You are far more powerful than you give yourself credit for. I'm curious about what else. Is there any other affirmations that we can give Capricorn before we wrap up this reading? I honor how I want to feel. I'm not going to grab anything else because we're going to talk through this. I honor how I want to feel. If you want to believe in this connection, believe in it. Don't shame yourself. If you want to feel pain about this connection, honor it. But if you don't want to keep feeling about it, you need to start tracing what it is that you're focusing on that's making you feel like that. Okay? I know I know sometimes there's when it comes to soul connections, it really depends on the connection, because you have different kinds where you have soulmates, you have twin flames, you have divine masculine, divine feminine counterparts. There's counterpart energy. Some people can actually have all three in one. Some people can have one or two in one. Nothing is impossible. Again, please do not labels, and I think this is just a PSA. We live into the labels that we make ourselves. So if you tell yourself you're ugly, if you tell yourself you're stupid, and you label yourself like that every single time, you're going to start believing it. Your body's going to believe in it. Everybody else is going to believe in it too, because you made it so. Because you labeled yourself that way. You deserve more than that. And regardless of what the label is on this connection, I need you to make sure, and please promise me, Capricorn, that you will honor that if you're not being treated well, you will walk away, because you deserve more. Like this tiger here, while this connection may be fierce, you are fiercer, all right? You are powerful, you are strong, and you are knowledgeable, and you have a very keen intuition. This pain, I'm telling you, the pain went away because we're talking about you, and I know how strong you are. Your person's hurting, probably because of whatever happened here with like the hostilities and the conflict and the unrest. But I know for you, you have been doing the healing. You have been giving yourself tenderness, and you are doing your best. Honestly, I've sat here and told you that you're being guided. You already know this. But I think the number one thing that you can do for yourself is honor how you feel. Like if this connection's pissing you off, it's pissing you off, honey. That doesn't mean you can't want it anymore. It doesn't mean that you don't actively, sometimes check up on them and see how they're doing or whatever. But honor yourself, honor the way that you want to feel. And also, if you want to feel hopeful, feel hopeful. There's no shame in that. There's no honest to God shame, but just don't put yourself on the back burner. Am I saying this to myself too? Yeah, a little column A, a little column B. I have one friend who says that, and every time he does, it makes me laugh. Yeah, okay. Massage. Okay. We've got abundance planning, which is number 1, and massage. Yeah, I think number 8 is y'all's number for some reason. Because you've got 3 and 4, which makes 7, and then 1 plus 8 equals 8, and 8 is abundance. Keep focusing on your abundance. Start planning your abundance. Keep track of your finances. What is this? Don't shop when you're hungry. Living expenses, education, business, self-development, savings, travel, free. Yeah, right now, if you want to feel abundant, if you just keep doing you, boo. All right? I don't want to say if, because it feels like a when, but I don't want to sit there and get your hopes up. No, fuck it. When this happens, it's going to happen when this feels like counterpart to me. So this is when you are in your like divine counterpart energy. So you could either be the divine masculine or feminine. It doesn't matter your gender. But for the masculine, it's when you step into giving, and then in the feminine, it's when you step into your receiving power. Obviously very much Emperor and Empress of the Tarot and the major arcana. But you just keep planning. Also, recognize that tension lives in the body. So if there's been some stress over this connection, or stress in general in your life, recognize that it piles up and stocks up in your body. Let me tell you, your abundance is actually stuck to your feet, because that's your root chakra. So releasing that might actually also help with some abundance planning as well. Because every time I'm like looking at this card, normally for me personally, whenever I see this card, I always focus on the hands. But for you guys, I've been seeing the feet. So you might, especially with like this abundance planning when it comes to like money and stuff like that, that's your root chakra. So you might want to get a foot massage or something. That'll help. Okay. All right. Well, that was all 12 zodiac signs.